This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
Oh, baby, oh, you're so strong.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
Oh, yeah,
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Whoa, 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 whoa. This place is done up.
As they face the ups
Really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
and downs
It's a lot worse than it looks.
of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today, a trio of chateau rookies are trying to fix one of their chimneys.
I'm not sure the smoke is supposed to come out of the sides of the chimney.
Without much success.
They managed to get through into the chimney breast, but it's the wrong one.
The owners of this luxury chateau hotel need to win over the locals.
Lots of anti-us in the press. We had protesters, all sorts.
But their efforts to drum up much-needed new business don't go to plan.
Only 8 people here. There's more suppliers and more staff than there are customers.
And at our fairy tale chateau, I get down and dirty building an outdoor toilet.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
In northwest France, some young 20-something chateau owners are at the very start of their journey. This is Chateau de la Baminière. Built in the 18th century, this beauty has 6 floors and 40 rooms, 22 of them bedrooms, set in more than 60 acres of park and woodland. The lord and lady of this manor, 25-year-old Gwendalyn from France, and her 28-year-old fiancé, Billy, originally from London.
I moved over here about 6 years ago. My parents were already living here, and I thought, oh, I'll give it a try, you know. And I did a bit of work and that. And when we met, it all changed, didn't it? Yeah. It is a bit of a fantasy, yeah. Living in a French chateau is always been a bit of a dream.
That dream has brought them here to the Pays de la Loire region. And Billy's older brother Michael moved in too. The 3 of them have big plans for the castle.
We want to have bedrooms in the chateau for B&B and have people hosting weddings or seminars here.
But that dream is a long way off, because none of them have done anything like this before. And they've got a hell of a lot of work to do. The place has no electrics, no hot water, leaking walls and ceilings, and 90 rotten windows that need replacing.
We basically decided to do most of the works ourselves, you know. We've got our own skills and stuff, so together I think we can make it work.
I've got to admire their confidence. Until they're up and running, the young couple and Michael are living in the only habitable building on the estate, the guest house that used to be the servants' quarters.
Everyone keeps saying to us, oh, you're living the chateau life and all, but not really at the moment. It's more like domestic of a chateau life, or with like the, how did you call them in Downton Abbey, the servants or whatever. That's what we are like.
The reason why we're not living in the chateau at the moment is because basically it's uninhabitable, because there's no bedrooms ready, there's no electrics in some of the rooms, there's no heating, there's no running water. It's, well, the list is endless really, so we can't really move in just yet.
Well, they did only just get the keys to this place 4 weeks ago. Bought for a pretty hefty €1,050,000 with money inherited by Gwendalyn.
I lost my mum almost 2 years ago now, and she left me a bit of inheritance. I thought it would be nice to make a good life for us to prepare the future, because she left me something, so I think we should use it to leave something to our children one day. I know she would have liked this place.
They've barely settled in, but they're not wasting time when it comes to getting the business started. In just 3 weeks' time, their first customers, a party of 14, are due to arrive for a weekend break at the guest house.
It is important to get ready because this is our first lot of guests, and this is the first really income that we're going to have since we moved here. And we do need to get money in order to live and keep restoring the chateau. I'm a bit stressed and anxious. The boys have a lot to do. They need to get on with it and work from dawn to the end of the day, every day.
One of the most immediate jobs for Billy and Michael is getting the chateau a working kitchen.
We're on a bit of a tight schedule because the kitchen bloke's coming in a week.
Today, they're putting up the covings.
It smells like a dirty old kipper. There's a sort of sense of satisfaction, isn't there, Michael, when you do the work yourself?
You know, after a while, you've got all of these skills that you didn't have before.
The window's full. One window's done.
Yeah, one window's done.
Yeah.
We've still got to do second coats on all of the wood, blue woodwork.
How long is that going to take?
Oh, give us a bit of time.
But for Gwendolyn, there's something even more important than sorting out the kitchen before they can move in.
I'm freezing. It is freezing in here.
Like a lot of these old chateaux, the main heating system is run on heating oil. For the past month, they've only had it on for a couple of hours each day to help dry out some of the damp. But that's cost £600 in oil.
What was the level when we had it filled up?
It was right at the top here.
All right.
That was about 2,000 litres and it's gone down, well,
More than half.
more than half.
In a month.
In a month, so we've really got to get it, you know, find another way for heating the place.
How much is that in a month?
That's quite a lot of money, 700 euros.
Yeah. Well, we can't keep going like that, Billy.
No.
Yeah, we need to find another way to heat the house.
If they were to have it on full time, I reckon that the monthly bill could easily double to well over £1,000.
At the moment, money's a bit tight because all the work that's going on, so we need to do something else.
But there's something in the basement that could be the answer to their problem.
So why can't we use that? It uses wood, right?
Yeah.
The question is there life in the old wood burner yet?
We can't just spend 1,500 euros each month on heating. It's like impossible. We couldn't afford that. We'd be out of here in 3 months. So yeah, we need that to work. We really do.
One thing we've learned about running a chateau is it's all about clever shortcuts and cost-saving plans. At our place in the Pays de la Loire, we host weddings in our orangery. But it's a 400-metre round trip to the nearest loo in the chateau. The challenge, to save our guests a long walk for a wee. I think I'm a bit too old for this. A task that's made even trickier when there's no mains water nearby. There's going to be a compost loo and a urinal here. I want to go down probably 2 feet. I knew all that trench digging in my old army days would come in handy. But this isn't any old hole in the ground. Human beings are retromingent, which means when we sit down, we pee forward. So I have to go to a splash plate to capture the urine and take it off to the side, because I do not want the hole full of poo to be wet. Yeah, and that's very important. This stops the two things you definitely don't want in an outdoor loo: odour and attracting flies. When I was training to go to Sandhurst, 78, I wanted to go and join a gym and work out, do all sorts of gymmy stuff, become muscle-bound. And my old man said to me, "No, Richard, all you're going to do is dig the garden." So I dug the garden for a summer and got quite ripped. So, never mind fancy gyms. Build a compost loo. Muscles tested and trench dug. Next, the hole needs to be lined and shored up at the sides. What I want to do is just stop anything getting into what is going to be my compost pit, and that includes the rats, so I'm going to be putting chicken wire in there to stop anything getting through, but I'm just shuttering the edges, basically, and putting wood against it so nothing falls in on it. We may be talking peeing in the woods, but we still need some privacy. This is like a mobile home. I got the grunt, you got the finesse. We're in. Look at that. It's ridiculous, isn't it? The more ridiculous, the better. Fit for a king or queen, or bride and groom, and ready for its throne. Well, this loo seat is made for a conventional toilet. And if you look at it from the side, see those gaps that we have to let the air in? We're going to get rid of those. I'm going to take these bits of plastic off, screw this all the way down. I'm going to seal around this with a little bit of foam. And so when this shuts down, there are no air gaps. And the reason we have that is we don't want flies coming in and going in and out of this place. This is to be a fly-free zone. Right. So that's the sit-down element of the loo. Over to Angel, her dad, and the kids.
Which one do you like?
I like that one.
To bag a urinal at the reclamation yard.
Aha! Mummy's found what Daddy's sent us to find. Look, this is the one. Dick sent me down today to look for a urinal. Oh, the glamour, I know. But we saw this a year and a half ago. I said we should have bought it then. But, you know, we didn't really quite have a place for it. So I'm so glad it's here today. C'est combien pour the urinal, pissoir?
Le prix, il est à 100 €.
100 €,
Ouais.
oui. I think that's 100, isn't it?
Il est nickel, hein. C'est pour ça que je le mets.
What's 80 €? I wish I spoke French. I remember last year it was 80 €. No?
C'était 80.
Oui. Huh?
Correct.
Ah.
Well, if you want 80.
Super, come on.
In the heart of the world-famous wine region of Burgundy, 25 miles west of Dijon, lies the 900-year-old Abbaye de la Bouziers, a home and place of worship for monks since the Middle Ages. But these days, it's a luxury hotel run by English couple Clive and Tanith Cummings.
And once we saw it, we're like, wow, what a place this could make.
It's a thing of beauty. 20 luxury bedrooms, plus a Michelin-starred restaurant in the Abbey's former cloister.
We have real ups and downs, but, you know, we're still here.
Even though a one-night stay in this place will set you back around £200, and a meal for two, £170, Clive and Tanith aren't pulling in enough pennies.
We've had a couple of years where we've made a little bit of profit, but it's still very much a work in progress.
This year, they're desperate to develop the business and bring in more income. And there's one market they haven't yet tapped into. But there's a problem.
A lot of the local perception is that this is a Michelin star posh property. And when we first came, the Abbey was open to the public, and Les Anglais arrived, and we shut the place down, and they got upset. They thought we were creating a paradise for playboys, and we said, look, we're just making it a nice hotel. And we had a massive boycott. Lots of anti-us in the press. We had protesters, all sorts.
So today, Clive's organised an open day designed specifically to woo the locals and make a bit of money with a €5 entrance fee.
We're hoping for 300, 400. You just don't know. It could be a complete and utter disaster, and we only have 50 or 60 people. If that's the case, we've got a lot of wine and cheese to eat.
Clive's invited dozens of regional food and wine suppliers who'll be setting up stalls on his lawn to showcase their wares.
They're a bit precariously balanced.
Everything's set up, everyone is ready. But the success of Clive's event relies on two things he can't really control: a decent number of guests turning up and decent weather.
Every time I put these out, it rains. So we shall see what happens.
For us, running a chateau business is all about making your guests comfortable. Even if that means building a toilet from scratch using a garden shed.
The ergonomics of pooping in the woods. With 20 years in the military, you spend an awful lot of time finding a comfy place to poop. This is just so luxurious, it's not even worth thinking about.
Okay, it's just a regular shed, so the floor needs to be adapted to fit over the poo pit. And a frame built for the seat.
Gorgeous.
Oh, it's proper, like, enchanted forest.
It's proper toilet.
Tea, isn't it? I love it.
Right, this is the loo capability.
Yeah.
Here, on this side, is going to be a urinal capability.
Right.
Okay.
Is that going to have any sort of, like, privacy?
Yeah. Picture a urinal there, picture the wall. It's got to be tall enough so no man's head can be seen, yeah?
Okay.
So here, so they come through here, pee here, and the urine, wee, comes around here.
Stuff from the compost loo go in there as
The
well?
pee from the compost loo goes here as well.
Right.
This is the sit-down loo.
Yeah. And kind of washing the hands, we're just going to have a...
All that, sanitising stuff we've got.
Yeah,
We'll just put a little
okay.
shelf in there with a sanitizer and things
All
in
right,
there,
then. Yeah.
I'm going to continue making
All right, baby.
She didn't ask for it to move. That's a tick. Which is not too bad.
With four-woman Angel happy, time to finish this bad boy.
That's good.
Urinal installation and a seat in the cubicle.
It's nice.
Voila, all ready for our wedding guests. And better than any camping loo, if I do say so myself. Just 30 miles away from our place, engaged couple Billy and Gwendolyn and Billy's brother Michael are just 4 weeks into the start of their chateau journey and are learning that there's a ton of work ahead of them. They're desperate to get a disused wood burner up and running to save cash. But they've no idea when it was last fired up.
There's a receipt here from 1988. And it was just nettoyage, rouleur, which is just a service, a routine service. A bit of very old kit if it was, if I found a receipt from 1988. That was the year I was born, so very interesting.
It's still nearly 30 years younger than me, and I'm going strong.
We don't know if it's going to run all right or if it's even going to heat the house.
Are you sure it's not going to make everything explode?
It's connected to one of the chateau's 11 chimneys.
If we're going to switch on this wood burner, we need to make sure the chimneys are cleared. If there's any blockage in there or anything, it could be a fire hazard.
So Gwendolyn's called in a couple of local chimney sweeps who've agreed to do the job for just 60 euros. Starting from the roof, the men begin by checking for blockages. And after an hour, they find an obstruction about halfway down the 25-metre tall chimney.
The chimney's so badly blocked that they're obviously from the top or the bottom, they can't get the blockage out.
There's no choice but to try and get to the blockage through the wall.
Well, they've been trying to bash their way through this chimney breast for about 15, 20 minutes. And, well, at least you know the house is strong.
That's one way to look at it. French chateaux tend to have very thick, solid walls. These are about a foot deep.
The thing is, the chimney breast is solid granite, so, you know, it's not easy to knock through.
After almost an hour, the men are finally through. But there's no sign of a blockage. Please don't tell me they've done what I think they've done.
They managed to get through into the chimney breast, but it's the wrong one.
That's what you get for 60 euros.
There's two chimney breasts side by side, and the blockage is in the other one. So now what they've got to do is they've got to knock through into the other chimney breast.
A quick recalculation, and it's time for take 2. After another half hour, and a lot of mess, the men are through again.
Yeah, they've got the right hole this time.
And the mystery of the blockage is revealed. A 30-year build-up of old pigeons' nests. With the chimney now cleared, they can start up the old wood burner. But will the ancient piece of kit work? Or will their dreams of saving pennies go up in smoke? Back in the Burgundy region of eastern France, Clive and Tanith need to bring in more money to their luxury chateau hotel. Their plan? To get more locals through the door. So Clive's throwing an open day to try and tempt them. He was worried the weather could make it a washout, but it's the turnout, or lack of, that's the problem.
2:20, and only 8 people here. So let's see. There's more suppliers and more staff than there are customers. But the afternoon is young. They're all probably having their lunch still. This is France. Lunch is very important.
Whilst Clive keeps his fingers crossed for some more guests and no rain, inside, hotel life is carrying on as normal. Tonight, Tanith has got 8 new reservations at the hotel, all expecting that luxury experience.
Every little detail is quite important, really, so you just need to be aware of everything. So the cushions from the window, from where you've left the remote control to the pad and pen by the tables. We get all our laundry from England, and we also use really good quality towels. They've got to be fluffy, you know, they've got to be big and fluffy towels. This one's good to go, I think. Just needs some water, but everything else is ready.
The flood of local visitors armed with wads of cash hasn't arrived.
Bonjour. Combien? Beaucoup? Combien c'est beaucoup?
Déjà
20? 20 people so far. So just another 450.
The other 450 or so guests must be just around the corner.
Empty road. I want to see a whole line of cars snaking up with lots of people in it. And then I'll be happy. Here we go, hopefully. Vous avez une voiture? Allez. Oui, non. Bonjour. She didn't smile, did she?
But today's not just about selling the hotel to the locals. The world-renowned British sculptor Paul Day lives just a few miles away.
Look at this guy.
And Clive's invited him over to set up a stall selling signed copies of his new book.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hi, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Clive and Tanith have several of Paul's sculptures in the Abbey grounds, including these 3 life-sized bronze bulls. They've been on loan here for a year, and tomorrow, Paul's taking them back.
These are going to be moved to an exhibition I'm having in Beaune, our local town. I think they look perfect here, and I'm actually surprised that Mr. Cummings hasn't made me an offer on them, but I know how tight he is. You know, so frankly, I don't hold down much hope there.
It's now an hour into the event, and to Clive's relief, there's finally a steady stream of guests making their way into the grounds for the Abbey's big day.
I'd say there's a couple of hundred people here now, so very pleased with that. Let's hope we have another 200 or 300 coming through the door. We'll see. Another 2 coming in. Yeah. Lots of local faces, which is really nice. And they see the transformation of the building. They see the investment that we've put in. And as I say to them, it's the paying customer like them are the people that help me to continue with the renovation work. And so they're very pleased that they see it being spent on this and not on fast cars.
It looks like Clive's weather prediction has come true.
I said my red cushions were an invitation for it to rain, and it took 3 hours. It's fantastic. Il pleut quand the vache qui pisse. In French, that means it's raining like cows weep.
But luckily, Mother Nature has intervened at the perfect moment.
Just as we want people to go home, it's hailing.
Perfect.
And so, no, we've had a perfect day.
The weather held out long enough for everyone to enjoy the chateau and make some money in the process.
I think the receipt on the gate is 450 people, and our winemakers have sold their wine, our cheese lady sold her cheese, the flower lady sold some flowers. Everyone's happy, so
yeah, good
very
day,
happy,
good day.
very pleased.
Now they just have to wait and see if their efforts will bring in more locals and more euros. Some 240 miles west, in the heart of the Loire Valley, sits Chateau de Boar, built in 1850 by an Englishman. Now it's a grand self-catering rental, with 9 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms, 20 acres of parkland and a pool. And it's still got English owners. 3 sisters, Catherine, Marion and Tanya. The business is run from the comfort of the UK by community worker Tanya, who lives near Oxford.
Morning. I'll set the kettle on. Who do you fancy, Mr. Happy today?
And younger sister, teaching assistant Marion, who lives with her family near Reading.
It's your turn for brushing your teeth.
I'll tell you what we do is pancakes.
Yeah, I'm off.
All right, see you later. Have a good day.
The sister's mum, Cleone, lives a few miles up the road from Tanya.
And I've lost the bucket already.
The chateau used to belong to her ex-husband, the girl's dad.
Bucket.
He didn't want the responsibility anymore, so he gave it to his daughters.
So they were left with a chateau, which is a bit of a double-edged sword because there are maintenance costs. They don't live there all the time. They don't speak French, and they've worked very hard to get it off the ground, and they're making a success of it. I'm actually very proud of them, although I don't usually let them know that.
I've also got to meet up with Marion at some point this week, go through chateau stuff, see where we are.
As the saying goes, with a great chateau comes great responsibility. And the sisters find it hard work maintaining and managing this magnificent 19th century castle.
It is very stressful trying to manage my job and the chateau and just general family life, parents, you know, everything that brings. Trying to actually squeeze them into life in general is quite hard.
We probably get about 10 rentals a year, through from May, June, July, August,
those are
maybe
our
September.
main ones,
yeah.
I wouldn't say it's profitable, but it covers its costs, which is what we needed to do.
But running a French business from the UK has its frustrations.
Everything in France is quite different to the English way of doing things. What might be logical and feel quite sensible in the UK is very different in France. I'm not used to dealing with French authorities. I'm not used to the way that French banks operate.
Oh, offices are now closed. Monday to Friday, 9 to 12:30.
No!
Ah, the joys of French life. We know it well. Once a year, the sisters, their families and mum, Cleone, take a trip to open up the chateau for the new holiday season, after being shut up for the long winter months.
Maybe a lot of people think of having a chateau as a dream, a place they can go on holiday and relax and drink a glass of wine, watch the sun go down.
There's always issues and there's always a problem.
Have you got the passport?
There's always something that needs to be doing.
It's a 12-hour trip to the Loire Valley, and they have no idea what will be lying in store for them when they arrive. Back at Tanith and Clive's Chateau Hotel in Burgundy, it's the morning after Clive's successful open day. And even though it's only 7:30 a.m, he's already focused on his next project.
Well, we got a delivery from Greece with a statue from Paul Day, and we've taken away the 3 bull statues, and we've got a truck arriving to pick them up, and we've managed to get it all in the same time. The 2 trucks hopefully will arriving at 8 o'clock this morning, and our local farmer, Alexander, with his Manitou, to lift them up because they're heavy, very heavy.
He's not wrong. They weigh in at nearly 3/4 of a ton each. But it's not the sculptures that Clive's worried about.
These truck drivers don't respect grass or lawns, and they drive over anything, and I don't want any damage today.
By 8:10, there's no sign of truck, forklift, or even his friend Paul.
So I'm the first one. Waiting for 2 trucks and an artist. Oh well.
20 minutes later...
It's a truck arriving. It's a flatbed low loader. So this is for the bulls.
The bulls are being taken 30 miles away to be exhibited in the town of Beaune.
Peut-être poser le camion ici?
On va voir avec lui, on va attendre.
Oui, just, okay.
Clive's friend Paul, the sculptor, is the next to arrive.
What's the grass? I'm only kidding. How you doing? All right.
With a combined value of nearly £1 million, it's going to be a delicate operation.
Bonjour, ça va?
Yeah. Peut-être les lever d'un côté,
Un petit peu, voilà, sans
par en
dessus,
dessous,
ouais.
et puis les lever de l'autre côté, pour pouvoir avoir accès à un quart d'heure. Donc,
Ouais, bah c'est bon.
Forklift driver Alexander seems confident enough.
Attention.
Clive's not going to be too pleased with that.
Attention mes bronzes, Alexandre.
And artist Paul isn't happy either, stepping in to suggest a more delicate approach.
We're just putting 2 straps around the front and rear end of the sculpture so that we can then run a strap through the middle probably and hook it up onto the forks, and then we'll just pick it up and drop it onto the back of the lorry.
The straps have worked a treat, and after just 15 minutes, the biggest of the 3 bulls is safely loaded onto the truck. But not everything has survived intact.
It's what's expected. We've got to do it another 2 times, you see, so for mummy and baby. So once he's done it, I'll come out. But when we installed it, it took about 2 weeks for the tracks to go. So it's what happens.
Before herding the other 2 beasts, it's time for a coffee break.
Café American en anglais. We have a mug, but over here they drink it espresso, don't they? So they like a little coffee.
But there's still no sign of Paul's new sculpture that's arriving to replace the bulls.
Off-road transporters.
It's being transported via international haulage from Greece, where it was last exhibited. It was due to arrive more than an hour ago.
10 minutes, c'est parfait. He doesn't speak French or English, so that's why he's struggling to find his way.
It's no surprise Paul's getting nervous. That's nearly £500,000 worth of sculpture that's currently lost in Europe.
Hello, Paul Day, we still have no lorry.
Back in the Pays de la Loire, it's crunch time for Gwendalyn and fiancé Billy. With 30 years of bird's nest removed from the chimney, they're about to see if their old wood burner is in working order.
So we've got to go and find some dry wood in the forest that's already been cut up.
In charge of wood collection is Billy's brother Michael. And when your back garden's about the same size as 50 football pitches, you don't want to be travelling on foot if you need to get anything done.
It's really good to have this buggy, actually, because, you know, if you need to go and get something quickly, you can just hop on it and go for a drive. There's about 60 acres of land here. Half of that's forest, which is great because, you know, if we need logs to keep the log burner going, once we've got enough logs to keep the thing going, we'll be able to heat the chateau for free, basically. The old caretaker that used to work here for the previous owners, he did a lot of work clearing the forest. I'm just going to go and have a look, see if there's any dry ones. They're huge logs. That one looks good.
When it comes to using wood for fuel, you can't just chop down a tree and burn it straight away. Sawn timber like this needs to sit for about 2 years to dry out before it's seasoned and can burn efficiently. Luckily for them, this stuff looks the business.
That one seems dry. Oh. I forgot to strap them on. Oh, God. I need to wake up, I think.
While Michael struggles with the logs, Billy's getting himself a practical crash course in the chateau's heating system.
Well, the hot water comes out of the top of it, because obviously the heat rises, so the cold water is fed into the bottom of it, and there's 2 valves, and they're both turned off.
Yep, you've got to turn both those on, otherwise there's nothing getting in or out.
Michael, are you there? Are you all right? Yep, we're ready to put some wood in it. I've just given it a bit of a once-over, and it's quite clean inside. I've turned the valves on the back, so we're ready to go. Yeah, right, I'll bring them all back now, then. All right, then, cheers.
Well, I'm quite excited to try the wood burner, because if it works, it really means that we can save money, and that this is money that we can put towards the renovation.
It could be a massive potential saving of up to £1,000 a month compared to using an oil-fired heater.
Heat to a good fire is a nice bit of dry wood. It's the most economical way to keep the place heated.
The moment of truth has finally arrived.
Do you want to light it? Yeah. Let's have a go. Do you want me to turn this on? Yeah, just turn it on to get a draft through quickly. That's it. It's drawing. It's not smoking at all, is it?
It's a good sign, because there is smoke, but I'm not sure the smoke is supposed to come out of the sides of the chimney. Isn't it supposed to come out of the top? Not sure about that.
Look. But it's not supposed to be coming out the sides, is it?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
I wonder why it's doing that.
So the old wood burner's fine. It's the even older chimney that's not. If they're lucky, it'll just be a few holes that need plugging with a few quid spent on some cement. If they're not, it could mean lining the chimney, and that's going to cost a whole lot more.
We have a loan to pay back,
Yeah.
and we need to make money out of this place.
It's really slow progress.
We just need to keep pushing.
Back in Burgundy, at the Cummings' former Abbey cum luxury hotel, there's also a worry for Clive and artist Paul. The £500,000 sculpture they've been waiting for...
Hello?
...is now more than 2 hours late.
The truck is there.
Are you sure?
Yes, the truck is there.
Just arrived.
Just arrived, okay.
I don't know. I'll go and have a look. OK, thank you. We'll go and have a look.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
The driver's driven 2,000 miles through 8 countries, all the way from Athens.
Kalimera. Hi. Hi. OK? OK. Oh, yeah.
So I think he can be forgiven for being a little late.
That's the plaster in 3 pieces.
Yeah, and this one's... Yeah.
And there's the bronze.
OK, that's useful.
Oh, that's a lot easier to...
Yeah, just forklift.
Yeah. So far, so good. One set of statues out and the new set of statues in. So, it's all a bit of fun. Right. Here we go, Formula 1, Formula Golf buggy. And we're taking over. No, we're not. We're going to die. I've run out of juice. Look. I think you're going to have to jump off, Paul, yeah. Push! Come on, Paul, get behind it.
Paul's most well-known sculpture is a bronze that stands 9 metres tall at the Eurostar terminal in London, titled The Meeting Place. The one he's putting on display at the Abbey today is a smaller version of that piece.
But I've twice tried to stop sculptures with my toe and broken the toe both times.
I can take my hat off and stunning, absolutely stunning. Very happy.
Good location.
What a clever man you are, eh?
Excellent.
240 miles west in the Loire Valley, Marion and her family are arriving at their chateau after 12 hours travelling by car and ferry.
Tree in the way, Dad. It's a big whooper.
Oh, dear.
They're here to get the place shipshape for the holiday season, starting in 3 days' time. They were last here 6 months ago, when they closed the chateau down at the end of last season. They're hoping that there won't be too much winter damage to deal with.
Here we are. Hello.
All right. Oh, let's get Pepper out.
Whoa,
OK, do you want me to just, like, open up them? I'm hoping it's in quite a good state.
It's not too bad, actually. Usually it's quite musty.
Oh, I quite fancy a drink.
It's not time to crack open that bottle just yet. Let the inspection begin.
If you start looking around, you'll never stop, and there's heaps of work. Yeah, you could be here the whole time. OK, let's have a look at this.
As husband John and the boys clear the driveway of trees and branches that have come down over the winter, Marion's dealing with some very unwelcome guests. An invasion of flies.
We've got a constant problem with flies, so I need to make sure that the fly treatment people come out. So we get this treatment done twice a year and kills all the flies.
These flies are known as cluster flies, and we know them well. All big rural buildings are plagued with them. One way to get rid of them, a good dose of insecticidal spray.
The smoke alarm?
Yeah, do we know how to...
Yep, insecticidal spray can set off your smoke alarms. Still, good to see they work.
So it was set off, which is great. That's the first time I've known it work. So that was good. And I know, at least we know it works, so it's brilliant.
It's going to be non-stop work over the next few days to get the chateau ready for the new season. The filthy pool needs cleaning, and there are yet more flies. Next time, Sister Tanya and the rest of the family arrive to help set up. But tensions are running high.
John.
You're not listening?
No, I'm not listening.
The whole pool is leaking.
It's not leaking. It's there, so it's water.
Billy reaches new heights as he attempts to fix the holes in his chimney.
I'm absolutely terrified.
And Tanith and Clive are feeling low when it comes to a blockage in their medieval drain.
Well, come down and have a look.
No, thanks.
That's me, Dick Strawbridge, my darling wife Angel, and our two beautiful children. Nearly 3 years ago, we upped sticks for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've been doing it up ever since.
Oh, baby, you're so strong.
Turns out we're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Dozens of Brits are taking the plunge to rescue these stunning buildings.
What amazing colours.
We need to get on top of it, get on top of the goats.
In this series, we'll reveal more on how we're running our chateau as a business.
Oh, ta-da! Back on dry land.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And we'll help these daring families run theirs.
Here's to the meeting of two like-minded couples. Cheers. Cheers.
As they face the highs...
It's really beautiful.
...and lows.
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide.
...of running these gorgeous buildings as everything from B&Bs to beautiful wedding venues.
Owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Today, the perils of repairing a 6-storey chateau.
You know, I'm not too afraid of heights, but this is a bit extreme.
Plumbing problems at this 12th century abbey.
Ooh. Do you see anything?
Yes. Well, come down and have a look.
No, thanks.
How running a chateau with loved ones is never plain sailing.
John, we employ him to look after this pool. Yeah.
He hasn't done it for 4 years.
And Angel and I carry out valuable research into our new wine list.
We could get so pickled this afternoon.
Londoner Billy and his French fiancée Gwendalyn are still in their 20s. But with the help of Billy's older brother Michael, they're working hard to turn the 22-bedroom Chateau de la Balmenier into a luxury wedding venue, as well as a beautiful family home.
It is a bit of a fantasy, yeah. Living in a French chateau has always been a bit of a dream.
Together, I think we can make it work.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Their chateau is in the Pays de la Loire in northwestern France. They live in the guest house, but need to move out in just 3 weeks so they can rent it to paying guests. That means making the chateau habitable, but the wood burner is causing them a bit of a problem.
Well,
But it's not supposed to be coming out the sides, is it?
well, that's what I was thinking.
I wonder why it's doing that.
I think the cement between the blocks, I think it needs repointing because
it needs repointing, probably.
There's smoke pouring out of the holes through the sides and between the stone. Yeah. So it shouldn't be doing that.
They suspect the brickwork needs repointing, a pretty straightforward repair job if you're at ground level.
It looks like the house is on fire rather than the chimney.
Unless they repair the chimney, they won't be able to use the wood burner. So someone's going to have to go all the way up there and fix it.
It's probably about 20 metres, something like that, so it's quite high up. When you're up there, you're like, ooh.
Billy's gamely volunteered to take on the job. Fortunately, he's got just the piece of kit for it.
We bought a cherry pick car. It goes about 22 metres. It's not a new machine, it's quite old. And hopefully we have no problems and we don't fall off the thing.
But they haven't so much as switched it on since buying it several weeks ago.
Right, so how do we get this thing going?
This is the main switch to turn it on.
Yep.
And this is the ignition.
Is it meant to start?
It's supposed to start. Do you want to jump up on top of the thing and make sure the red switch, look, because look, basically it's like that sometimes. You have to twist it so it's up like that.
And there's one over on that.
There's one on that. So jump up on top of it and just check it.
Right, OK. It's not working.
Yeah.
Did you know it didn't work when you bought it?
No, it worked when we bought it, but it's
That doesn't sound right.
It means I don't know what it means. We'll have to look in the manual, I think.
If Billy can't get up to fix the chimney, there might be some cold nights ahead for them all. It's no small task trying to heat a chateau, especially where we live in northwestern France. Winters here can be bone-chilling, often dipping to -10. It gets so cold sometimes, even our moat freezes over.
It's not exactly warm in here. It will be soon.
In the beginning, it was a constant battle to heat our home.
We could not heat this house in a way that would make my mum and dad happy. So our life from January and February revolved around heating this house. They would get up 5 a.m. in the morning, turn the heating on to heat this room so the kids would wake up not freezing. Then he'd run downstairs and get the heating on for the dining room so we would have breakfast in the heat. And it kind of went round, back again, and up. So the whole house was on, off, to make sure that we had only heat in one room for that time, because you can imagine trying to heat the whole house would have been mental and a lot of money, not sustainable.
Heating all our rooms continuously could cost over £500 a week. Sometimes a chateau really can feel like a money pit. 100 miles south at Chateau de Boar, Marianne and her husband John have just splashed out nearly £500 on having hundreds of flies removed. Marianne from Oxfordshire runs this place as a luxurious holiday gîte with her two sisters, Tanya and Catherine.
I wouldn't say it's profitable, but it covers its costs, which is what we need it to do.
Nestled in the Loire Valley and set in 20 acres of rural parkland, this gorgeous 19th century chateau has 9 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a swimming pool, and even a gym.
My children really adore going there, and it is great for family get-togethers. I really enjoy it, and that's kind of where we get our satisfaction and pleasure from that side, you know, from the family point of view.
Every year, the sisters make the trip over from the UK to get it ready for another holiday season. This morning, big sister Tanya and her family arrived. Today, an engineer's come to fix the lift.
Bonjour! My French isn't good, but...
My French is worse.
Fortunately, their managing agent, Isabel, is on hand to translate.
OK, so could you ask him if there's still the same problem that there was last time with the lift?
The problem you noticed last time, is it still...
In French.
Ah, en français.
I remember he said there was a click, click sound, which Tanya and I were not worried about.
C'est plus un problème de bruit, un problème de clic.
But we think it's fine. But just to check.
Donc le clac, 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 si vous voulez, c'est l'ascenseur qui descend petit à petit.
I hope it's okay. And so, just to confirm, today he is going to put alarms, loud ones, on each floor?
Oui.
Perfect. Merci beaucoup. Brilliant English. Thank you.
Whilst the engineer gets to work, Marianne and Tanya realise they don't have any means to pay him for the job.
We're off to the bank. We need to go now.
Yep, we're late.
We will be late.
So we'll go to the bank.
Okay.
But before they can leave, Marianne's husband John wants to talk about the issue with the roof.
The lead or the... It is dangerous, very dangerous.
All right, John.
Yeah.
I don't need him to stop messing about, interfering. I just don't need that.
And there's something else Marianne doesn't want her husband to interfere with.
At the moment, we're waiting for the pool man to come and open it up. And John's had a little look and would quite like to do it himself. But I've asked him not to, because there are occasions when he starts interfering and then he creates more problems. And it's just... OK, thank you.
Oh, it was very good.
That was great.
But when Marianne gets back from the bank an hour later, she finds John couldn't help himself. He's decided to tackle the pool.
John, we employ him to look after this pool.
Yeah. The fact of the matter is that I always a bit cautious of where he stands in the whole pool maintenance
John,
thing.
this is his pool. It's not your pool.
He hasn't done it for 4 years. He doesn't do anything though, does he? That's the problem. Yeah, look at the state of the pool. The whole pool is leaking.
It's not leaking. It's there, so it's water.
I hope John and Marion can settle their differences, as there's still a lot more to do here.
John?
Please, could you look at the downstairs loo seat and tell us if it needs a new one?
Under the stairs, just there.
As any Brit who started a new life in France knows, one of the many pleasures of living here is having world-famous vineyards at your doorstep.
Ah, bonjour, monsieur.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Je m'appelle Dick.
Santé.
Je m'appelle Angela.
Enchanté.
But for Angel and I, tasting wine isn't just about buying new additions for our own cellar.
We're having a private session here to find wines, local wines.
Local sommelier Patrick is helping us put together a new wine list for our wedding season.
We want to be able to have people come to the chateau for the first time, drink the wine, and go, wow.
But as ever when running a chateau, it's a balance between tasting good and not burning too big a hole in your pocket.
Nous avons besoin de vin qui est local.
With more than 4,000 vineyards in the Loire Valley alone, the choice is a little overwhelming. And to complicate matters further, the wines on our list need to complement all different varieties of food.
Avec des spécialités anglaises?
No.
Non, de la gastronomie mondiale?
We need a bon vin. What's good? Good. We just need a good wine that can go with everything.
C'est très très bon sur une côte de bœuf. Avec
Ouais.
une côte de bœuf à la grillade,
Yeah.
excellent.
Vous
Vous faites une côte de bœuf avec un gratin dauphinois. Et ça va très bien sur des Saint-Jacques.
The scallops.
The best wines carry the prestigious AOC certificate, guaranteeing their origin and quality.
Ça c'est Loire et ça c'est l'Aussi Loire.
Okay.
D'accord?
Should we, get some?
Yes, I think we have
and
to.
then, and try them.
We could get so pickled this afternoon. Okay.
Légèrement sucré.
Attends, un coup de nez.
Faire travailler un petit peu le vin.
I just can't
Have you
do
actually?
that.
No, you have to really let's the air into your mouth. Come on. Suck your air through. You have to.
I've got a brace at the back of my teeth. You know that I can't.
You can't. Of course, you can do it.
Can't. Not really into wine that much. I understand the theory behind it. I just don't love it the same way that Dick does. The wine is totally part of the package, and I'm as equally passionate at getting the right thing as Dick, but I'm not comfortable with it at all. I can't do it. I can't do it. Oh, maybe I'll practice in private in front of the mirror.
With Patrick's help, we've definitely saved a few pennies on our wine list today, and been persuaded into buying a few extra bottles to carry on our research at home.
Taste this, have a nap.
Look after the kids, give Mum and Dad a break.
No, leave the kids to your mum and dad. Taste this, have a nap.
No.
350 miles east of here, on the other side of the country, is another world-famous wine region, Burgundy. Here, a 12th century abbey has been lovingly restored by English couple Clive and Tanith Cummings and turned into an upmarket hotel.
We love being over in France. It's so peaceful and it's so tranquil and it's just...
We've got some very good friends locally who we socialise with. We're part and parcel of the local community.
As well as 20 rooms, this former place of worship boasts a Michelin-starred restaurant.
Stéphane, tiens.
But they're still not yet making a profit.
We are still a young business. We have a very healthy bank loan.
It's a fair amount of money that goes out each month. Our electricity is normally anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000 a month.
I'd love to be a profitable organisation, but at the moment we're not. I don't make any money, and so that's what gets you sometimes. You work so hard, and you get to the end of the year and you're like, you know, there's nothing left. You know, we spent it all.
To keep costs down, Clive and Tanith do as many jobs around the Abbey as they can.
We can work in most departments, apart from the kitchen. I do avoid the kitchen as much as possible as far as helping out. But any other department, either of us will go in and help where's necessary. So it's very hands-on, but we've always been very hands-on.
Today, Clive is going to have to be a bit more hands-on than usual. He's got a pond that's suffocating from an invasion of algae, and his fountain has stopped working.
It's normally a crystal clear pond, fresh water that flows through, and you can see the fish beautifully. And as you can see, it's a bit of an eyesore now.
Too much algae can suck out the oxygen from the pond, which could be devastating for the 12 koi carp Clive keeps.
It's a job that I want to get done pretty quick. Don't want me fish to die, that's the problem.
Once he's satisfied he's got enough algae out, Clive can move on to the next problem. His fountain's broken and he needs to fit a new pump. But to do that, he needs to lower the water level by 3 inches.
The plug for the pond is at the bottom, which is about waist deep, and I've got to get in there and pull the plug out to let the water out. I don't know how far I can lean under, so I don't know whether I'm going to have to put my shoulders in and go for a swim. Not a very nice day for a swim, and it looks pretty cold in there as well.
But Clive's got a big pair of waders, so this should be a fairly simple job.
It's normally about 1 metre deep, and it just comes up literally to about 1 centimetre of my waders, but I've just got a sneaky feeling I'm going to get wet socks.
In you get, Clive.
You can hear it. That's a 12th century plug.
But removing it doesn't appear to have made the slightest bit of difference.
It's not draining away. The water's coming back up the aqueduct here. It's not moving at the moment.
As far as I'm concerned, getting your hands dirty is all part and parcel of running a chateau, especially if it saves you a few quid. For me, there's nothing more satisfying than solving a problem without spending any money at all. And finding old things like this lying around is a godsend for small DIY jobs, like building a chicken coop.
There's no ladder, I wouldn't walk up it, but the chickens will roost on it. Watch. You see what we have there?
Oh, I see, right.
When they come time to roost, there's enough space for them to spread out. This is one of the doors in one of the stables. It feels like it's made of hardwood.
And what could be better than upcycling a stable door to keep the hens in and Mr. Fox out?
And what I'm doing is making a little area here so that when we open this door and come in, the chickens will all go straight out the door. Which is quite important because 12 acres is quite a lot of space to lose them.
But if you're really savvy with your renovation, you can even make a few bob too.
How are you getting on?
We've had to remove 50 metres of old lead piping that was used for the chateau's original 19th century plumbing system.
If this is all lead, it can all go.
Most homes had lead water pipes until the 1970s, when it was discovered just how dangerous they could be to the water supply. They've been banned in France for more than 20 years, so I'm not sorry to see this lot go.
As far as we're concerned, this is the last vestiges of the old system.
The old system, yeah.
It's going.
So all the lead disappears.
And there's probably enough lead in here to pay for about 3 copper pipes.
There's no way this stuff is going to be skipped. A kilo of lead piping can fetch up to £2 when it's sold as scrap. And we've removed hundreds of kilos from our place.
Quite a lot of scrap here. It's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
Back at Chateau de la Baminière in the Pays de la Loire, Billy and Michael are trying to save money by doing all the restoration work themselves, even those jobs that require a serious head for heights. But at the moment, they can't even get their cherry picker up and running. Billy paid £6 grand for it second hand. Luckily, it came with an instruction manual.
Oh, here it is. Let's have a look at it. Right, it's all in French. Do you read French?
Oh, a little bit.
Reservoir, robinet. I don't know what that word is.
Should we get Gwendalyn to help us?
I think we'll manage. We'll try. You won't learn if you keep asking Gwendalyn.
If you ask me, the battery's flat, as the cherry picker's been sitting idle. But Billy's got other ideas.
It could be it's a little bit empty on diesel.
Okay. Well, have you ever filled it up?
I've never filled it up yet.
Well, maybe that's what it is then. So, should we go and get some diesel?
I think we should try that, yeah. Try a bit of diesel.
Shit. If this doesn't work, we have got no idea what's wrong with it. So that will be £6 grand down the drain. Right, start her up then.
Well, that's great, isn't it? It still doesn't want to start.
That sounds like a dead battery to me.
How long does it take to charge a battery?
I don't know.
Hours?
Couple.
Days?
Couple of hours.
Couple of hours.
So it's charging, which means it hasn't got a lot of power in it, I think. That might do the job. Because usually it won't charge if it knows it's got enough power in it. Lovely. We'll sort of leave it to it and come back to it, I think.
OK.
Yeah.
Try it again in a few hours.
Yeah, all right then.
Billy and Gwendolyn have a lot invested in this chateau. They bought it for €1,050,000 with a large mortgage and with the help of an inheritance from Gwendolyn's late mother.
You can see my mum here when she was a young girl, and then there with me. There's a drawing of her that Michael did here, and I've got her here as well.
It's just 2 years since Gwendolyn's mother died.
Losing my mum obviously wasn't easy, and it's still not easy, but well, yeah, I wanted to build something with what she left me. I know she would have loved this place with the forest. My mum used to love nature, everything that was green, going out for walks, and actually when we came to visit this place, we had a walk in the forest, I could see my mum there, and I knew she would have loved it. Achieving what we are trying to do here, in a way, is also for my mum, because she allowed us to do this, so we owe it to her to make it work.
When they found this magnificent place for sale last year, they had no idea of the history that lay within its walls. The chateau was named after the Baminière family, who some 300 years ago were royal advisors to King Louis XIV.
This over here is supposed to be Madame de Baminière, who gave her name. Basically, Baminière was the family name of the family who built the chateau, and it's supposed to be Madame de Baminière going hunting on a horse.
Madame de Baminière was the last member of the family to inhabit the chateau before it was sold following the French Revolution. Since then, it's had dozens of owners, some more careful than others.
The funny thing here is that you can see that some of the paneling is missing, and actually we were told that the previous owners weren't paying their bills anymore or anything, so the house and its contents were sold in auction.
Yeah.
So people came and bought everything that was in the house. And apparently some people bought the panelling from the walls.
Because they liked it, I suppose.
So they just ripped it off.
I think it's stage by stage you get around to doing all these rooms.
Yeah, we're not expecting all of it to be done in a year or two. We know it's going to take.
No miracles.
Yeah.
But it will get done.
Having left the cherry picker on charge for a few hours, it's time for Billy and Michael to see if it's working, so they can finally get up on the roof and fix the chimney.
This is the last resort, really. So we've done so many things to it that I don't know what else could be wrong with it. So, fingers crossed. I mean, if it doesn't start, I don't know what we're going to do. So, hopefully it works. There's an ignition button. It's a small black button.
With the turn
yeah,
arrow,
that's it. Push it.
Fixing the cherry picker, that's the easy part. The real work is still to come. In the Loire Valley, sisters Marion and Tanya, along with their families, are preparing their chateau for the first guests of the season, who arrive in 48 hours' time.
Or I've got this list to do.
The sisters are catching up with paperwork, while Marion's husband, John, is seeing to the toilets.
What? Would you be willing to go and get another loose seat and fit it?
Go and get one if you want me to, yes.
That would be fantastic.
Please, could you go and get another loose seat and fit it?
Okay.
Thank you, John. I don't think he's too happy at all about doing that. Do you think it's worth us getting 2 loose seats?
Oh, John?
Yeah?
Why don't you take that loose seat? Because all loose seats are slightly different sizes. Yeah?
All loose seats inside.
Oh, we're constantly having problems. John, just take it anyway.
You girls really know a lot about loose seats.
Anyway, just get it right. Get it right.
30 minutes later, John and his sons Ben and Dan are on the prowl for a replacement.
38 euros, 40 euros, 34 euros, 49 euros.
I want the tiger one.
It's quite good, isn't it? Yeah, no, that's quite off-putting, isn't it, really? It's a bit of a tough one, actually.
That's really picky with his toilet seat.
Sorry.
John makes his choice, but just as he's leaving, one loose seat stands out from all the rest.
Well, that is quite clever. Why not have a bit of fun?
For John's sake, I hope Marion's as impressed with the novelty loose seat as he seems to be.
Merci beaucoup.
Au revoir.
Bonne journée, au revoir.
À bientôt.
Come on.
His wife Marion and sister-in-law Tanya were convinced loose seats came in all shapes and sizes. Turns out they were wrong.
There you go, girls.
Oh, what you got there, John?
2 Lucy's. They are all the same. They are universal. I've got you a nice wooden one.
Right.
And I've got this other one, but it says E equals MC squared on top of it. But they strike out the M and they put the W. E equals WC squared.
Oh. What does the E stand for?
Energy.
Energy. It's a...
No, but in the Loo equation.
Are you happy with that?
We're happy with that, John. Let's go. Come on, king of the loose seats.
Fitted them before.
But once it's been fitted, it seems the sisters aren't too happy with the wooden one either.
I think white would have been better. Hate to say it, but it's a white room with white tiles. Anyway, there's no wood.
Bloody Lucy.
I think it's better than the E equals WC squared or whatever.
Well, you said get 2, so...
Of course, we meant 2 WC.
Oh, yeah, well, I did say, you know what, doesn't matter what I do, it's going to be wrong. Damned if you do and damned if you don't. Voila. There's the loose.
Well done, John.
Well done, John.
I've got a splashback on that one, isn't it? I'm going to have a beer.
He's going to have a beer.
All right.
He deserves one, but he can't go too mad. The first guests arrive in less than 48 hours. So everyone will need their wits about them if they're going to get this place ready on time. 400 miles east at Abbaye de la Bousier, Clive needs to lower the pond level to fit a new pump to the fountain. But despite finally plucking up the courage to get into the pond, pulling the plug doesn't appear to have made a great deal of difference.
It's not draining away. The pipe from the plug goes down into an aqueduct, and the aqueduct then runs into another aqueduct. No, not moving at all.
Beneath the abbey, a network of 12th century aqueducts carry water around the estate. The pond water is supposed to drain out into the system too.
The problem is monks didn't leave me any plans, and so I don't know where it runs. Unless I go down into the aqueduct itself and have a look. Right, let's have a look. So this aqueduct, this runs from the River Arvot at the back of the building, comes all the way under reception, under the patio, and then right down to the lake.
Clive suspects a blockage somewhere is stopping the pond from draining out. And there's only one way to find out for sure.
Let's go caving. Oh. See you later.
Do you see anything?
Yes. Well, come down and have a look.
No, thanks.
Goes on for miles. We've got a pipe on the left. There's nothing up there. Nothing at all.
Not that I can see. It takes me back to my old caving days, this does. Time to get up, time for plan B.
Unfortunately for Clive, plan B means he's going to have to get back into the pond.
And now I'm back to square one again.
Back at Chateau de la Bamenier, Billy's got the cherry picker up and running. But before venturing onto the roof to fix the chimney, he needs a safety harness.
One leg goes through there.
And squeezing into it is proving to be another unexpected challenge.
Oh, it's a bit tight. I feel like I'm in 50 Shades of Grey. You're all strapped up. I'm all strapped up. Right, good luck. See you when I'm back on Earth. See you later.
The cherry picker will need to be at its full stretch of 22 metres for Billy to reach the chimney.
It's pretty high up here, so I'm not looking forward to it.
I think he'll be fine. He's quite good at this sort of thing.
I'm absolutely terrified. How's the view up there, Billy? I can see England from here.
A quick inspection reveals the chimney is riddled with holes where the 200-year-old mortar has worn away.
If you look at the size of the gap, I mean, I can put my hand in it, so it's a big old gap, and that's where all the smoke's coming out. Just don't look down.
Filling joints and masonry with mortar like this is called pointing.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right. Going up about 20 metres and whacking a bit of cement in an hole. It's not the sort of thing you imagine when you buy a chateau, but you've got to do these things. This beats a 9-to-5 job back in England, it does.
Bit scary, but as long as he's confident up there, it's all right. I wouldn't do it myself, though.
Nice pointing, Billy. After nearly 2 hours on the roof, he's just about done.
Have you managed to finish it then?
Yeah, it's all done.
Oh, brilliant.
Hold on. Let's go down. Oh, I don't like that noise, do you?
Well done, Billy.
Yay!
You're braver than us. I am. You nutter.
All that's left to do now is test Billy's pointing by lighting the wood burner.
It's working.
Yeah, the smoke's coming out the chimney.
Yeah, well done, guys.
It's worked. Gwendolyn, Billy and Michael can heat the chateau for free. But the work doesn't stop here. There's still lots to do before they're ready to welcome their first guests.
They're coming in 3 weeks in this house where we live at the moment, so we need to get out of it and get it ready.
We've got to move in 3 weeks, so there's a lot to do.
In Burgundy, Abbaye de la Bousier is a high-end luxury hotel that welcomes guests from all over the world. So a blocked pond and a broken fountain simply won't do. Having failed to find the mystery blockage in the 12th century drains, British owner Clive is going to tackle it from the pond side instead.
Got a jet wash gun. I'm hoping that this instrument here, the Python, which you attach onto here, I'm hoping it's going to clear off. So that's what we're hoping.
It means Clive will have to get back in the pond, and the hotel's general manager, Michael, has come along for moral support.
Oh, I've just got a wet groin. It's cold.
But just when he seems to be making headway...
That trips itself out. Oh, is it? Looks like we might have fused the whole abbey. 2 different plugs it's not working on.
So now plan B's out the window, it's time to improvise.
If plan C doesn't work, you start plan D, E, F and G, and eventually you'll get there.
Plan C is a good old-fashioned drain rod.
C's, what did you do this afternoon? I spent my afternoon rodding. Can you hear that? Cracked it. That must be calcium.
Using the rods, Clive's managed to dislodge a build-up of calcium or limescale in the pipes about 4 metres between the pond and the aqueduct.
My wife's got me on a detox. But I reckon tonight deserves a good glass of wine.
Blockage removed, finally the water begins to drain away.
If you want a comfortable life, don't buy an abbey.
An hour later, the water level has dropped enough to fit the new pump. So it's back into the pond one last time.
Fuse number 19. There we go. So we haven't electrified the fish. Hey! I knew we'd get there. Doesn't that look good? That's my mini Geneva. That's quite powerful. Cool.
It's a good thing Clive got the fountain fixed. Because tomorrow, some very special guests are due to arrive.
They're flying in by helicopter, which is going to be an amazing start. He wants to propose to his girlfriend. So the best thing that we can do is just sort of make it as special as possible. So that's the plan.
400 miles away in the Loire Valley, it's the final day getting the 9-bedroom holiday gîte, Chateau de Bois set up for the holiday season. And sisters Marion and Tanya need to get the whole place tidied before the team of local carpet cleaners arrive in an hour.
I've done enough jobs, Mum.
Oh, look at you.
One of Marion's last jobs is to check on the chateau cellar. She wants to check that weeds aren't growing in the only available patch of sunlight down there.
You get things growing up and through the grate, and then they grow up there, and that turns into a bit of a jungle. But actually, the weed killer from last year looks like it's kind of done its thing.
These cool cellars would have been used for food storage in the days before fridges and freezers.
So these are apple juice. We were just obviously feeling brave, and then we all tried it, and we were all still alive. These are just empty bottles. I know, shame, they're all empty. I suppose you hang meat on these, don't you?
Upstairs, the carpet cleaners have arrived, which gives Tanya a chance to try out her French before she leaves.
Do come in. Bed.
Oh!
Là, la moquette. Ah, super. You want window? Oui. Voilà, c'est ça. C'est ça. Voilà. I get. I speak no French. They speak a tiny bit of English, but we just resorted to sign language and noises. And that worked really well, actually.
The chateau's 9 bedrooms all need to be done in time for the first paying guests, who arrive tomorrow.
It's not grand having the carpet cleaners in the day before, because it needs 24 hours for the carpets to dry. So it is going to be a rush today to get everything in.
It's the first time I use the machine.
And it's not her lucky day, as there's a problem with the carpet cleaning machine.
Stop working. We're already very, very short of time, and we really don't have time for a carpet cleaner that doesn't want to do its job. So we need this like a hole in the head. Now the boss for the cleaning company, for the carpet cleaner, has arrived. Come and had a look at it, so I'm hopeful that he can get it going. Let's hope the carpet cleaner listens to him and does as it's told.
Outside, the pool's hose has been left on overnight, and it's finally full of clean water. And Mary and John and the kids are all set to leave.
I should get my passport. Check my passport.
Almost.
Where's my little day pack? Oh.
They won't be back until September,
Hi, John. See you later. Thanks for all your help. Thanks for your toilet seat.
which means the last few jobs are left for Tanya.
Have a good trip.
Back inside, there's some good news.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. Thank you. Lovely. It seemed like some sort of blockage.
With the carpet cleaner back in the game, Tanya can do a task she always puts off to the end of her visit.
Oh, let's see what the flies are like.
One of the chateau's en-suites seems to be a favourite residence for these little beasties.
Well, there are a few in there.
From bitter experience, we know every chateau has flies, and anyone who says they don't is telling porkies.
Just run it and hope for the best. That isn't going down properly, or very slowly, that I'm going to have to dismantle under here, and that'll probably have flies in it. Let's see what we got. Not really very nice. So, owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Yeah, but what a wonderful place to live.
But that's us done for now in here.
Tanya's got to leave in less than an hour to make her ferry. So it's a good thing the carpet cleaners have finished their business.
It's come up, I'd say, almost as good as new.
It's good?
It's very good, thank you.
And after a few last jobs, some simpler than others,
Heating. So now I have to press the circle button.
Chateau de Bois is finally ready, just about on time.
It is hard and it's stressful getting out, but it's all done.
When the guests arrive tomorrow to enjoy this magnificent chateau, they'll never even know Tanya, her sister and their families had ever been here. Next time, Gwen, Billy and Michael race to get the chateau ready to move into.
This stuff absolutely stinks.
But Michael goes AWOL.
Michael!
Clive and Tanith find playing Cupid
He wants to propose to his girlfriend, so he's asked us to help him.
is easier said than done.
I need to very discreetly get the gentleman on his own, just in case of loitering with intent.
Things fall apart for a novice builder.
OK, gently let it down.
And whilst bargain hunting at a brocante,
Oh, I love it.
It's so wrong.
Angel finds it hard to stay focused.
What do you fancy?
You.
Oh, you're so full of twaddle. Come on.
I'm Dick Strobridge, and along with my wife Angel and our 2 children, we left the UK for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We've gradually been making it into our home as well as running it as a business.
That's a long way up.
But it turns out we're not alone, as dozens of Brits are doing exactly the same thing.
Sometimes you have to pinch yourself to think, I own that.
In this series, Angel and I will reveal more about our journey as chateau owners.
Quite a lot of scrap here, it's worth money. Might be able to pay you this time.
And guide these daring Brits where we can.
It's a solid old bridge, matey.
As they renovate.
This is looking good, I'm quite happy with this.
Repair.
I've never done this before, so it should be all right.
And struggle to transform these buildings into their homes and businesses.
Go, 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 go. Absolutely magnificent.
This is the glamorous chateau life that everyone thinks I need. Just trying to avoid getting my face near the toilets.
This is not the way to make money.
But however hard the going gets, these plucky Brits can always say they're kings and queens of their very own castles.
Cheers. Chin chin.
Today, whilst a trio of chateau rookies get their home ready to move into,
this stuff absolutely stinks.
One of them goes AWOL.
Michael!
2 chateau owners find playing Cupid...
He wants to propose to his girlfriend, so he's asked us to help him.
...is easier said than done.
I need to very discreetly get the gentleman on his own, just in case of loitering with intent.
Things fall apart for a novice builder.
OK, gently let it down.
Oh!
And whilst Angel and I go bargain hunting at a brocante...
I love it.
It's so wrong.
Angel finds it hard to stay focused.
What do you fancy?
You.
You're so full of trouble. Come on.
Young chateau rookies, Billy, Gwendolyn and Michael, have taken on the challenge of restoring the 18th century Chateau de la Baminière.
I don't really like heights.
Especially that high.
Yeah.
Situated in the Pays de la Loire region of northern France, the beautiful but neglected chateau sits in over 60 acres of woodland.
I never imagined that I live in a chateau or be renovating one. I like it in France. In England, it's a bit more hectic and rush everywhere, and it's better here. We can really enjoy yourself a little bit more. You've got more time to do things.
Over the last 3 months, they've got the heating up and running.
That's it. It's drawing. It's not smoking at all, is it?
Started decorating.
Still got to do second coats on all of the blue woodwork.
And fixed the giant chimney.
Have you managed to finish it then? Yeah, it's all done. Oh, brilliant.
But now, they've just a day left to make the chateau livable, so they can move in and leave their current home, the guest house opposite, empty for their first paying guests.
Even though, you know, this guest house that we're in at the moment is really comfortable, it's not the chateau that I thought I'd be living in.
But before this momentous move can happen, the chateau's kitchen must be finished. After weeks of preparation, the final phase of the work is due to happen today. The fitting of the handmade kitchen units.
Yeah, it's very exciting. It's we've been talking about that kitchen for weeks.
Kitchen is really the first step of getting the house ready so that we can actually live in it as a home.
Having paying guests stay in the guest house will be a vital way of raising money to pay for the restoration of the chateau.
Bonjour Amélie, c'est Gwendalyn au Château de la Baminière.
And their first booking is a big one.
A group of 14 girls, I think, for Hem Night. Quite exciting. It's going to be the very first one, and for them it has to be like really good as well, because one of them is getting married. It has to be an amazing weekend. She's also pregnant, so they're going to throw a baby shower for her as well. They're coming in this house where we live at the moment, so we need to get out of it and get it ready.
They've got a mountain of stuff to move before the guests arrive tomorrow. But now something else urgently needs their attention.
Oi! Kitchen's here!
Look how amazing it is.
Yeah.
It's so well built. Come and have a look at this.
It's really gorgeous, isn't it? I love it.
You've got it?
Their carpenter John hand-built the cabinets and worktops from scratch, using a combination of beech, elm and pine wood.
Looks like it's a really, really good quality kitchen, and we're really pleased with it so far. Just by looking at it in pieces, it's really impressive.
All right, yeah. All right. Are you excited about the kitchen?
With a professional carpenter on site, Michael's happy to take a breather and escape to his own pet project, the Chateau's greenhouse.
It's definitely nice to go and get away from everything. To have a space like this dedicated to growing fruit and veg is just amazing.
Whilst Michael gets back to nature, Brother Billy's flat out helping to fit the kitchen.
We're just using a laser level to get the right measurement for the worktop, because if it's not perfectly level, the windows probably won't open.
Michael's dream is to grow enough fruit and veg to make the chateau self-sufficient.
I really enjoy it in here. Sometimes you can spend hours in here and not realise the time's passed.
But before planting his first crop, these beds desperately need fresh fertiliser. Luckily, he knows a large stash nearby.
Because the loft is inhabited by hundreds of pigeons and they've been there for years, thankfully we didn't throw away all the pigeon manure, and apparently it's one of the most amazing fertilisers that money can buy.
Pigeon poo does contain masses of nitrogen, which makes it ideal for feeding plants, but it's strong and it needs to be mixed with compost.
This stuff absolutely stinks. There's a dead pigeon there. I don't think we want to plant that.
Michael's pigeon plan has worked a treat. But in the half-fitted kitchen, there's a problem.
9. I'm trying to line up the units so there's not too much of a gap at the other end.
John the carpenter is worried that once his units have been fitted, there won't be enough room for the cooker that Michael's ordered.
You should ask him, really.
Yeah. All right, then. Should we call Michael?
Call Michael.
Michael!
Ah, like that.
Michael!
Michael is the only one who knows how big the cooker is. Without him checking the measurements, the kitchen can't be finished. But just when he's needed the most, he's heading to the far edge of the vast estate.
Just off down to the bottom of the forest, there's a massive pile of old leaves that have rotted down into the most amazing compost.
Michael! Michael!
With no time to spare and more than 60 acres of land to roam, finding him could be tricky.
Michael!
100 miles south, in the heart of the Loire Valley, is Chateau Le Perrier. A stroll away on the banks of the Vienne River stands Chinon, a medieval town steeped in history, rich with culture, and the wines aren't bad either.
It generally does all taste good.
This is Paul Horn, proud joint owner of Chateau Le Perrier with his wife Karen.
The chateau was love at first sight.
It was.
We weren't love at first sight. No, you didn't. No, you're lying now.
The chateau's relatively modest. I think it's 400 square metres. It's got 8 bedrooms.
The Horns, who live in England, bought the mid-19th century chateau for £500,000. Having renovated all 16 rooms, they've turned it into a luxury holiday rental.
Pool's literally just been opened, and although it's only 22 degrees, you've got to go in there because you've got to make the most of it, really.
This week, there's a gap in bookings. So Paul, Karen and their kids, Katie and Tom, have a chance to enjoy the chateau and crack on with the next stage of renovation. Paul has a plan to give the chateau a unique selling point, a new luxury office space.
The next project we're looking to do is one of the lovely outbuildings is the original water tower from the 1850s. What we're looking to do is completely strip out the first floor and then put an office in there.
Et voila. Right, let's have this out.
1 window down, 2 to go.
The first job is to remove the tower's shutters.
With a little bit of sanding up and a paint, that'll be absolutely fine. I've always wanted some internal shutters.
Removing the shutters was easy. A much bigger problem is the tower's massive 10,000-litre steel water tank, which needs cutting out piece by piece with an angle grinder, a tool Paul's never used before.
Looked it on the internet, I've taken a few tips from people. And it can't be that hard to remove 3 tons of steel.
I don't think Paul has had an angle grinder. I think seeing him use that is a little bit nerve-wracking.
But first, he needs to get the angle grinder started.
So, Neil, where's Neil?
I'm here, Paul. I'm here. In or out?
Thankfully, he's got professional help.
I just want to swivel this around to the other side now.
Sorry.
The chateau's handyman, Neil, who looks after the estate when the family are away.
When you're ready to start, tell me. Plug yourself in. The plug's around that side.
Right, OK.
Start around that side and we'll fire the fan up. It's going to be very loud and very smelly in a minute.
Oh, classic rookie error. Never start the grinder when it's already touching the metal.
Need to have the blade spinning before you put it in the crack.
The tank is 3 meters tall and weighs over 3 tons. Cutting through half-inch thick metal is hard work.
We worked out how long it's going to take to actually get the whole thing out because it looks quite lengthy. Not that much left to go. First panel. Wow!
There you go, that was pretty easy, wasn't it? First bit.
If Paul continues cutting at this rate, he'll still be there in a week. But the chateau's next paying guests arrive in just 3 days. And Paul's angle grinder isn't going to help the ambience.
Oh, you fly through it this afternoon now. You've got experience, you've got confidence. Haven't you?
Whilst Paul butters the water tank, Karen and Tom are also busy.
Oh, look at all those bugs.
Too many.
This shutter has probably been on that water tower 200 years.
And it's still in very good shape.
Restoring these shutters will provide a cheap but charming original feature.
Where possible, it's really nice to be able to recycle.
Oh, wow.
Renovating a chateau is a never-ending job, and every penny counts.
After good eating, matey.
Grandma's chicken soup.
So we're no strangers to a spot of upcycling.
Your hands are nice and warm.
Are they?
Right.
Feels cold.
Is that a loo?
Huh?
You
I
right?
didn't think that.
We love scouring reclamation yards, like this one at La Gravelle, 20 miles from our chateau. And no one can spot a bargain like my angel.
We haven't got very long, but we're looking for a birthday present here. Lots of old stuff.
It's my birthday.
47. So we're galloping around to have a quick look, see what we can find. What do you fancy?
You.
You're so full of twaddle. Come on, because you want to find it, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Look how ridiculous that is.
Where? Where?
Keep looking, keep looking.
Oh, I love it.
It's so wrong.
But it's not a water feature.
It is.
Is it? Oh, it is. Oh, I quite like all of these, like, just one Cupid things.
When on a salvage hunt, spotting a diamond in the rough can take a while.
There's lots of nice stuff here.
Oh.
Amidst a sea of rust, Angel spotted something.
Double-ended?
This old bath has real potential and is 1/10 of the price of a fully restored one.
I've got to tell you, that is not a bad bath.
Yeah, I know.
It's a deep bath.
It's in quite good nick, actually. You see it outside, obviously, it's very...
No, but the outside's dead easy.
Yeah.
You wire brush that off, and then you can...
Yeah.
You can hummerate that any way you want. But this bit here, the surprising bit is...
It's not bad nick, is it?
No, it is.
Restored, this would be perfect for our chateau. Time to close the deal on this cast iron bargain.
Bonjour, madame.
We also found a second very promising bath at the same brocante. With a combined price tag of less than £350, including home delivery. Already restored, these baths could easily cost over £1,000 each.
I think that re-enamelling and sanding the side down and painting is going to bring this bath back to life. we could be saving quite a lot of money. So I'm very, very excited about if we get these back to life, they are going to be just part of this whole big adventure and journey. They're going to be a bit of a talking point. And I just think they'll be a bit more soulful than something new.
But to get these rusty baths ship-shape...
I don't like these things. Can't be.
Angel's got her work cut out.
They'll make great plant pots if you can't get them back to life.
This is Abbaye de la Bousier, a monastery for 900 years. It's now owned and run as a hotel by Brits Clive and Tanith Cummings.
I think a lot of the locals probably looked at it as like being a hostile takeover. Les Anglais have arrived.
They gave up life in Sussex to start the hotel, which is nestled in lush Burgundy countryside close to the region's capital, Dijon, and where competition for guests is especially fierce.
It's basically very up and down. Yeah. We can have a really good year, and then the next year, for reasons that are very hard to pinpoint, it can be not so busy.
And with the huge overheads of running a luxury hotel, for Clive and Tanith, every summer is make or break.
We're up to, is it 4 loans?
I think so.
We've got 4 loans with our French bank.
It is very, very seasonal. So we have to make our money in that very short space of time. It's still very much a work in progress, and we have to be really, really tight with everything.
Clive and Tanith's exclusive resort hosts everyone from Hollywood stars to Porsche owners clubs.
I'm a bit of a petrol head myself, so I do like seeing nice cars. Welcome, bonjour, bienvenue. Envy. Porsche envy.
Today, a VIP guest has made a romantic request.
Right.
He wants to propose to his girlfriend. So he's asked us to help him try and find a way of making it really special and doing something really lovely that she's not going to forget. So they're flying in by helicopter, which is going to be an amazing start. So we're just trying to find somewhere that would just make it really romantic, and not somewhere where every hotel has, and not many hotels have a crypt. So this could make it really special.
For centuries, this crypt was used as a burial vault and a place for the monks to store holy relics. But Clive and Tanith reckon that by tomorrow, it'll be the perfect place to propose marriage.
I would have as many candles as possible, because I think that will just make it really romantic. The idea will be that he'll take her for a nice walk around the garden, they'll discover the crypt, so he'll go, well, let's have a look in here, and then he'll bring her in, and then he'll pop the question. Fingers crossed she'll say yes, and then there'll be champagne, and then they're going to have a private dinner up in the lounge and just make it as romantic as possible.
Like me when I did my romantic proposal to you.
You never did a romantic proposal. I don't think... You know it for other people, but you're not very good at doing it for yourself.
The guest's helicopter is expected in about 20 minutes. It's General Manager Michael's job to make sure the landing goes smoothly.
I don't know too much about them, though. Very, very important VIP from the United States. We've got no tables and chairs out here. We've taken the parasols down, so everything is safe minute by minute. Until he lands, we're here watching him in. Here we go. OK, Michael, walk back now.
With their VIP guest expecting the perfect venue for a proposal, Clive and his staff must keep their heads.
I mean, you never approach until the blades have actually totally stopped. Just wait for him, Mike. Just duck your head.
I know when he bumps your head, yeah.
As the big moment draws nearer, the pressure's on for Clive and Tanith.
Good morning.
350 miles west in our chateau, my wife Angel is tackling a less romantic problem.
These are the 2 bars that we picked up in the Brocante. I love the feet. They are feet that you just don't find on new baths now. They're just amazing.
Fixing up both baths ourselves, instead of buying them fully restored, could save us over £1,500. But there's several tricky stages.
Oh man, it's been a hell of a lot of work, lots of sanding. Definitely had a couple of my nails. I'd like to say I've done it all myself, but Duke, he's helped out. But I mean, you could sand forever.
It's the crucial moment. Angela's applying an even undercoat.
But you know what? We'll get there. We will get to a bath that looks good in the end.
And whilst the primer dries on the first bath, Angel turns her attention to the one she painted earlier.
Right. Ooh, getting there. Legs on?
No, I'm just putting them on. I just wondered if you would help me lift the bath. He's always got a tool for everything. Oh, baby, you're so strong. That is heavy. Right, where do I need to go to?
Nowhere, not yet. Not until I get it on the side.
Now for the enamelling.
To get this scratched old tub looking like new again, Angel needs to re-enamel it.
I don't think that's going to be an easy job.
This special paint will set into a hard, brilliant white finish.
Feels very runny.
This is the tricky part. Angel needs to roll the enamel on thickly without leaving any run marks.
It's covering it. That's a good start, isn't it?
And it sets quickly, so she has to apply the coat as fast as possible to stop the roller getting stuck to the bath.
I'm definitely expecting to do 2 coats of this. Oh, I'm liking this paint. It's like, you know, it's like Tipex. I'm sweating. It's hot work.
1 coat down, 1 to go.
Quietly confident that I wouldn't mind bathing in it myself. I'm super happy. I think that looks quite good. These baths new are around £1,000. We paid 150 and 185. So yeah, we've probably saved quite a lot of money.
Saving money is always nice. Especially when the finished product looks as good as this.
Super, super happy with the bath. I love it. I bathed the kids in this. It was quite a lot of work, but we saved a lot of money and it looks great. So you could say I'm a bath expert. Said very tongue-in-cheek. I've even had a couple of people send me pictures of themselves in the bath. And not dirty pictures, like, you know, just really beautiful, like, romantic pictures.
Back at Chateau de la Bamigne's 60-acre estate, keen to get his greenhouse up and running, Michael's deep in the woods, searching for the perfect compost.
This stuff is absolutely amazing. I mean, if you have a look, it's got a beautiful crumbly texture and it's perfect for what I need.
Michael!
He's blissfully unaware Gwendalyn is searching for him.
Michael! Michael! Oi!
Oh, did you hear that? A woodpecker. There's one that lives in the cedar.
Michael! Michael!
It's a really nice sound hearing things like that in here. You know, in the countryside, you don't hear things like that in the city. So.
He's needed right now and he's not here. Never here when he needs to be.
They've got just hours left to move into the chateau and out of the adjacent guest house, where their first paying guests, a hen party of 14, are due to stay in the morning. All this depends on finishing the chateau's kitchen. But without Michael's measurement for the new cooker, work has ground to a halt.
Oh, Gwendalyn.
You're needed in the chateau.
I'm needed in the chateau.
Yeah,
What for?
because they need to know what size exactly, like how wide is the area going to be, so they can have the proper measurements, where to put the units, where to cut and all.
Right, OK. Do you want to get on, or are you all right walking back? Right, there we go.
We need to take the habit of taking the walkie-talkies with us everywhere we go.
Oh, right, yeah.
All right.
All right. Right, I'll see you in a minute.
Finish. Get on with that, please.
To save money, the cooker Michael's bought is a reclaimed cast iron one, which is still in pieces. But will it actually fit in the new kitchen?
It's 70, but the handrail pokes out to 75, and that's slightly below the height of the worktop. So I don't know if this cupboard door is going to open. Let's just check. Bottom of the handrail bracket is going to be up here, so the door will open under the handrail brackets without any problems.
No problem, yeah.
So it's perfect. Bit of touch and go there, yeah. I thought the cooker wasn't going to fit. I mean, that would have meant we'd have to find a whole new cooker, and that would have been no good. So, yeah, everything's fine. No worries, yeah.
Crisis averted, work on the kitchen can resume. But to get it finished, there are still many more hours of work. After a very long night, the bespoke kitchen worktop is finally going on.
You've got that there, John?
Yeah, got it.
Oh, my hand.
Yeah.
But in just 2 hours, a hen party's arriving to stay in the guest house where Billy, Gwen and Michael have been living. So they're facing a packing nightmare.
I don't know how many pair of shoes I've got. Too many, probably.
With 14 paying guests expecting flawless accommodation, all their belongings must be moved to the chateau where they'll now be living.
I'll have time to organise it all later.
With a mountain of mess to sort out, Gwen's badly in need of furniture for the empty chateau. And some help from the boys.
Is it heavy?
Yes.
Oh, it is heavy.
Really heavy.
We'll carry it without.
Put it...
In our bedroom?
there's no room.
Oh, there will be if I
All
find
right,
room
if you
for
want.
it.
But it's to put towels and... It's
Oh,
for
right,
everyone.
I thought it'd be good for my clothes. Oh, whatever. Gwendolyn, difficult she is. Can you...
I'm not being difficult. I'm trying to find room for everyone, everything at the moment.
Oh, it's better now. It's not as heavy. Right, just plonk it down here for now. Until the boss tells us where to put it.
With lots still to do, will Gwen, Billy and Michael be ready for their first ever guests?
We're kind of almost running out of time.
Back at Chateau Perrier, the idyllic calm of the Loire Valley is still being punctuated by Paul's angle grinder. After 5 hours cutting the giant water tank, Paul and his helper Neil have removed several large sections.
Nice one. I finally made friends with the angle grinder, and we're going quite well now.
Cutting out the 3-ton tank is the first stage of transforming this outbuilding into a new office retreat.
Watching somebody angle grinding, the novelty wears off real quick.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Paul needs the noisy metalwork finished before the next paying guests arrive in just 2 days. In the chateau, Karen also has a project she's rushing to complete.
My intention is to screen print some fabric to make some blinds for our guest bedroom, so our guests don't have to wake up at the same time that the sun rises.
But making the stencil to screen print her blinds is a long and tricky process.
The emulsion is being applied in a very messy fashion. So I have my negative prints. These areas that are clear are the areas where the ink should go through. That is, of course, if I've done it correctly.
To burn this design onto the light-sensitive screen,
Good to go where it's nice and bright.
Karen exposes it to direct sunlight for 3 minutes.
We'll see.
Now for the moment of truth.
OK, now I'm getting worried. You know what I've done? I've actually done the reverse to what I actually wanted.
Poor Karen's got her template wrong. This screen will print the area outside her pattern, not the pattern itself.
I've done the wrong way around. I laid at night worrying that I'd done this.
And with just a day to finish the blinds, it's back to the drawing board.
So now we've done the easy bit, we've got to do the hard bit, we've got to get the roof down.
Outside, Paul and handyman Neil have reached the last and most dangerous part of removing the tank.
We want to rotate it around so that this is pointing towards the doorway.
Hopefully not acting like a guillotine at the same time.
Whoa, steady, steady. Put the chicken on again.
Right, I'm going to go outside the door then.
You ready?
Yeah. Don't stand there, okay?
No, just bear with me for a minute. Okay, gently let it down.
Oh, it's so scary. Oh.
If I hadn't lost the end of my finger already, I may well have done just then.
You should have put the other one in, you could have got a matching pair.
Yeah.
We're down.
Because I've got a really dusty throat now, obviously, being inside.
I do.
And I think I've got slightly soiled underwear as well after that.
The top of the water tank may be vanquished.
I'm just seeing if it's attached to anything.
But with time running out, Neil and Paul still need to remove the base. 100 miles north, at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy, Gwendolyn and Michael's first guests, a hen party of 14, are due in just 2 hours. And their accommodation, the guest house, is still not ready.
The whole building's got to be completely cleaned and prepared for the guests. It's a bit rushed, a bit last minute, but we're going to get it done.
Whilst Billy and Gwen concentrate on the guest house, Michael's discovered something outside that may not be of help.
Listen up, dog poo. Right, you're going in here for the day.
With this messy problem sorted, it's time for the final push.
How many men does it take to change a light bulb? 2. Lovely.
We're kind of almost running out of time now. The guests are going to be here really soon.
And with that, with just minutes to spare, the guest house is finally ready. The guests are due to arrive at any minute.
I'm going to hide out the way because Gwendolyn is probably best suited for the job of greeting the guests. I'll be standing there a bit like a lemon, going bonjour, 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 and that'll be it.
Bonjour Gwendolyn.
Ouais. Ça va bien et vous, Amélie, du coup?
Super, ouais, c'est moi.
Très bien. Bonjour, Gwendolyn. Qui je vous montre la maison? Là, vous avez l'autre chambre pour 2 personnes, mais si vous voulez dormir à 4...
On dormira à 4.
Et vous avez la salle de bain ici également.
C'est parfait, c'est top, c'est top, c'est top, c'est top, j'adore.
Bah tant mieux. Je préfère ça plutôt que oh non, j'aime pas.
Whilst the chateau's first paying guests begin to let their hair down...
Oh, what's that you got?
Well, we need to celebrate, don't we?
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I fancy a little bit of that.
Gwendolyn, Billy and Michael can now toast 2 life-changing moments. Hey! Getting their business off the ground, and even better, their first day living in the chateau itself.
Well, we're in the chateau now. Cheers.
We're here, the guests are in the guest house.
And to our future in the chateau.
Yeah.
Cheers.
With the tiles done, the cooker in, their beautiful bespoke kitchen is now ready to use. But they've still got 39 more rooms to go.
We'll get there in the end.
Yeah, not today.
Not today, though.
No.
Lunch?
Yeah, shall we eat something?
So that's one new chateau finally open for business. 400 miles away in Dijon,
Rose petals on the floor.
That would just give it a nice bit of colour as well.
experienced hoteliers Clive and Tanith are ready to welcome a high flyer.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Gummy.
How are you?
Nice to
Welcome to
finally
the
meet
Abbey,
you.
and you too. How are you? Welcome. Yeah, so come on through. Come on through. Let me take you in.
Their VIP guest Frank has told Clive he wants to propose to his girlfriend Tammy before dinner this evening. At Clive's suggestion, he's popping the question in the Abbey's crypt. But Frank's never actually been here before, so doesn't know the layout of the grounds.
I need to very discreetly get the gentleman on his own so I can show him where the crypt is. Just a case of loitering now. Loitering with intent, as I keep saying. I'm just going to hang around and wait. Hopefully, he might need to go to the toilet. When he does need to go to the toilet, I'll quickly whip him over to the crypt, show him the crypt, and I need to know the time as well. That's important for me, so I can get the candles lit and the champagne.
Clive just needs a couple of minutes alone with Frank.
I bet she catches me sneaking a peek.
But he's got to be discreet.
Lily, won't risk it. I'll stay inside and wait.
But an hour-long lunch comes and goes without a single trip to the bathroom.
I'm sat here patiently waiting for one of them to move. And they've both moved. So they've both now gone for a walk. Douche, 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 douche. Loitering, loitering, loitering.
Clive and Tanith can't risk the couple stumbling across the crypt when it's not proposal ready. So they're going ahead with the finishing touches.
We're just going to try and make this look really pretty and really romantic. So we've got lots of red rose petals. Obviously, it's a nice bouquet of roses, which she'll be able to take away with her. And then just lots of candles. But I've sort of got vanilla ones, so it's a nice smell as they walk in. So we'll make sure that we light them a good hour before they're due in. So hopefully it'll give a nice smell. You can never have too many candles. The more candles, the better, as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't been able to get him alone, so we're lighting the candles a little bit premature at the moment.
So we're just hoping that he does find it, because it's a little bit tucked away. But we couldn't really say anything in front of her, so we're just going to have to cross our fingers and hope he finds it. Fingers crossed, it all goes according to plan.
Should we have a trial run? No? OK. See, I did offer her.
OK, good. Right, happy with that.
Right, on it. Let's go.
Happy with that.
The crypt is ready. All they need now is the couple.
Should we go and hide? No, they're coming through that way.
Yeah.
I need to go for a wee.
And 90 minutes later, the big moment arrives.
Nice dress. Nice dress she's got. In they go.
Could be standing here for a long time.
It's changed my life.
Oh, there goes the cork.
That wasn't the cork.
That was the cork.
Yes. Congratulations. Well done. Congratulations. Yeah, good.
Yes, you did well.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. We're going to leave you in peace with the champagne. Ah, good day's work.
It's a happy day for both of us. Happiest days of our lives.
Right.
I love you.
I love you.
250 miles west in the Loire Valley, at Chateau Perrier, with guests arriving in the morning and renovation work behind schedule, the whole Horn family are pitching in.
I've got to get all the toiletries out and in the cupboard. I need to reply to the email from the people that are coming tomorrow, and need to pack, and we need to cook. I think it might be a late night.
See if we can fold this down. Ready?
In the outbuilding, Paul's angle grinding marathon is almost at an end.
Whoa, big hole.
The final challenge for him and handyman Neil is to cut out the water tank's base. In the chateau, despite her disastrous first attempt, Karen's persevering with her screen printing.
Voila. Perfect. That's exactly what we want.
She's created a new design template, and this time it's the right way round.
I'm happy, although it is really blotchy.
Karen hopes to screen print her pattern onto a set of blinds and hang them in a guest bedroom, but she's going to have to wait.
It's still very wet. And I'm not sure I've got any hope in this drying anytime soon. Dry a bit quicker. I'll probably end up with a disaster as well.
While her troublesome template dries, Karen goes to inspect Paul and Handyman Neil's work in the new office.
Just got to try and cut up the last bits of the floor of the water tank.
You have survived the disc cutter experience. Mate, well done.
God, it's enormous. I can't believe.
That's quite easily, I think.
I can't believe you've done it.
I know.
2 days?
Yeah.
That's impressive, isn't it? But you didn't think that when you started.
No, I thought I'd be here for a week. The view is just fantastic. There could be worse places to work.
It looks fab.
With Karen suitably impressed,
Oh, difficult. Right.
the boys get
Well, I'm
on
gonna
with
pull it
removing the
towards me so
floor.
that corner rips.
After slicing through over 3 tons of steel, Paul certainly mastered the angle grinder.
Now, this one is heavy. Ooh.
But with new masonry, plumbing and electrics all still to do, he's got a lot more to learn before the office is finished.
So that's the original valve for the water tank for the whole of the chateau and estate. That'll definitely be polished off and put in the office just to remind me of my angle grinding days.
It's been a long day, and there's still one job left to do. It's now Karen's last chance to get the screen printing right on her blinds.
I only have one piece, and it's exactly the right size for my window, and I don't have any more. I've only got tonight to get it finished and printed, so there's a lot counting on me not making any mistakes. I'm really nervous. Okay, here we go. Wow. That's amazing. Doesn't that look beautiful? I love the modelling. I love it. Absolutely love it. It's so beautiful.
Magnificent. A finish to be proud of.
This fabric will be unique because it's not digitally printed, so everyone is slightly different. And that's what is the beauty of printing by hand. Just sewing the last few seams together so that I can get on and actually hang these blinds. It's a little bit stressful as I'm running out of time.
All that's left is to get the blinds hung, ready for tomorrow's guests.
Hard up on the ceiling.
Can you come down a little bit? Wow. Let's see what these beauties look like. I think the guests are going to love it because I think it adds a little bit of warmth to the room. I love the idea of reusing fabrics. It just adds a quality you can't buy.
It's been a productive trip, and the family can now enjoy their final evening in the chateau before their guests move in.
What do you think, Tom?
This is delicious.
But there's still a huge amount of work to do on the office. And with the chateau booked out for most of the summer, there are only a few free days to do it.
So, cheers. Enjoy the meal, because for in half an hour, we'll be packing and finishing and getting ready for the guests tomorrow.
You've ruined it for me. We're not there yet.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To la Faria.
Next time, I receive an SOS from some chateau neighbours. How are we doing? Lovely to meet you. And wind up with a serious challenge on my hands. Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Out in the woods, the hunt is on for some unwanted visitors.
You've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
And in the Loire Valley, the heat is on to repair a crumbling wall.
It's hot. I'm expiring here. I don't think I could be hotter.
Plus, Michelin-starred food sourced from the back garden.
Look at this, look. All the strawberries, look at them all.
This is me, Dick Strawbridge, my wife Angel, and our 2 children in our glorious French chateau. We haven't ever regretted what we've done. It is so worth it. We moved here 3 years ago to follow our dream of living life in our very own castle.
Oh my God!
But it's not been easy.
I think I'm a bit too old for this.
As dozens of other Brits know only too well.
Oops. Floor needs replacing as well.
Because it turns out we're not the only expats who have bought a French chateau.
Wow, absolutely love it.
25-year-old Bordeaux.
Motherload!
In this series, we'll reveal how we're running our chateau as a business.
There's not a thing about making sausages that I don't find humorous.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And see how these daring Brits are running theirs.
Here's to the meeting of 2 like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the ups.
It's really beautiful.
This is a rare moment, but I am genuinely at peace.
And downs.
It's a lot worse than it looks.
Of their new lives in these crumbling and magnificent buildings.
It is a bit of a fantasy, living in a French chateau.
We might have a few problems on the way, but that's part of life, isn't it?
Yeah.
Today, I receive an SOS from some chateau neighbours.
How are we doing? Lovely to meet you.
And wind up with a serious challenge on my hands.
Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Out in the woods, the hunt is on for some unwanted visitors.
You've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
The heat is on for one chateau owner.
I don't think I could be hotter.
While the pressure is on another to keep up with his rivals.
There's a lot of competition out there. We're right in the middle of some of France's top restaurants.
Chateau de la Baminière in the Pays de la Loire was bought just 6 months ago by Brit builder Billy and his French fiancée Gwendalyn.
Why did we buy a chateau, Gwendolyn? Because we're mad as well, aren't we?
Yeah, maybe we were a bit mad.
Yeah, we fell in love with it, didn't we?
We did.
With help from Billy's older brother Michael, this couple are working hard to restore it and turn it into an upmarket bed and breakfast and wedding venue.
It's up to us to sort of, you know, our generation to sort of take on places like this and have an interest in restoring them and, you know, protecting them for the future.
And they've already had one set of paying customers, a hen party who spent a long weekend at the guest house. Their chateau is just 30 miles from ours in northwest France. So when Billy asked for some help with something, I was only too pleased to make the short trip. Billy's been in touch. He wants a hand with his lighting. In theory, that's nice and easy. I've got an electrical engineering background. That's okay, but it's a chateau. The cables are never where you want them. You have to put them somewhere else, and getting from A to B is difficult, never mind the height of the ceilings. So, it's a challenge. He hasn't told me what type of lighting he needs help with. Something tells me there's a reason he didn't divulge that information. Here we go. Quite lovely. Well, that is actually very special. Angela will like the gates. It's hard to believe this place is owned by a couple in their 20s. How are we doing? Lovely to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Hello, lovely to meet you. I'm Billy.
It's huge. But because of the stone, it looks really good, Nick.
Yeah, we're quite lucky in that. It's really, really solid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You have got a project of epic proportions. Yeah. How far are you getting? How far are you inside?
Ground floor looks all right. It looks really nice and tidy and clean.
Roof?
Yeah, not too bad.
There was a few leaks when we got
I've
here.
done a few, but this all...
What do you mean I've done a few?
I've done a few. I've got up there.
How? How'd you get up there? Do you go out with the roof ladder at the little windows and things?
No, I'm lucky I've got a cherry picker.
Sorry. I've got a cherry picker. OK, now I'm jealous. Where did you get a cherry picker from?
We got it locally, didn't we?
Yeah, just second hand.
Yeah, it's a bit old
Probably
and a bit
third-hand.
rusty, but it does the job.
Billy just became my new best friend. Next time I need a cherry picker, I know exactly who to call. Are you guarding the house?
He is.
I'm scared of dogs. No, I'm not. Whoa. This is done. This place is done up. You had this for a family?
This is just paintings that we sort of saw and managed to source quite cheaply.
Whoa. Go and stand over by that picture. Go on, get yourself over there. No, the hand. Look, the hand. He does the hands automatically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a great nan.
Great nan.
Yeah, possibly.
It's the
maybe.
bloodline. I can see it. Considering they've only been here 4 months, this place is in pretty good nick. Not only has Billy patched up the leaking roof, mended the chimney, and fitted a new kitchen, it's also been freshly decorated. Electricity?
Yes.
Sockets, I assume? Next thing you do, you'll be telling you got broadband.
We have.
You what? And they've clearly inherited some stunning period features. That fireplace is phenomenal.
It is. It's very grand, isn't it?
It is, really.
That is very, very special. You do seem to have a lot of collections of things that fit in the chateau.
Yeah. We've been collecting furniture for about 3 years now.
Yeah.
We wanted a project like this, but not as big. But somehow we were buying the furniture and we had so much, and then we saw this place and we just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
The size of this place is phenomenal. And everywhere I look, I think I'm seeing chandeliers.
Yes, you are.
There is a bit of a thing going on there, isn't there?
Yeah.
A bit of a theme. You can't move for chandeliers in this place. How many? That's one hanging down. There's another one over there. In this room, no, 1, 2. You got a spare there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5 chandeliers in this room alone. What's it like living with a man with a sort of a chandelier fetish?
Well, it's good because you get nice chandeliers everywhere, but then, well, it's expensive. It's an expensive hobby.
Every room downstairs that you want to have a chandelier's got one.
No.
And you've got spares.
Not at the moment. That's why you're here.
No, I knew you said lights, but I haven't seen a single space for a chandelier.
On the staircase.
Oh, that's really easy. No wonder he never mentioned the chandelier on the phone. This is going to be a bit harder than screwing in a light bulb. It looks quite substantial. It's not going to be light.
Yeah, it probably weighs like the same as a bag of cement or something.
That's about 20 kilos of chandelier. This should be fun.
Did you ever see the Only Fools and Horses sketch?
I have, yeah.
Well,
I've been
that's-
practicing my lines. Come on, Grandad.
Oh, now you're really looking for trouble. Yeah, the abuse has only just started. But seriously, I think I've got a job in my hands here. "120 miles south, Chateau Le Perrier is the twin-towered pride and joy of designers Paul and Karen Horn,
There's the plaster as well.
who've spent the last 12 years renovating it in the hope of turning it into a profitable business.
We came here and we both fell in love with it. It is a place to dream, and it's a place where you're building memories.
The chateau sits deep in the heart of the picturesque Loire Valley. But since they've been here, Paul and Karen have seen their renovation costs spiral.
Le Perrier is a bit of a fruit machine, really, isn't it? The money goes in at the top, but it doesn't come out the bottom. One day it'll come out the bottom as well. You never know.
It's rented out as a luxury holiday home for the bulk of the year. But in the Loire Valley, competition between holiday homes is particularly fierce. Their new scheme to appeal to wealthy guests is transforming this old water tower into a luxury office.
The view is just fantastic. There could be worse places to work.
It's nice to be able to offer to guests the ability to be able to come on holiday with their family, but still be able to have a professional working environment.
The Horns are only visiting the chateau for a few days to continue the renovation. Before they leave, Karen also has a project she'd like to finish. And an original feature, preserved in one of the chateau's other bedrooms, has given her the perfect inspiration.
So we've got an original tour de jouet fabric wall covering that was here when the chateau was originally built. I'm looking to use this technique in the bedroom downstairs and using our chateau as the main scene on the wall covering.
Karen wants to make her traditional wall cloth from scratch. This morning she's hoping to source the fabric from the antiques market in nearby Chinon.
There's the Burgundy chairs on the left. This is actually that's a nice chair, actually. What do you think?
Do you think it does delivery?
That's a great size for the bedroom.
Oh, that's not nice.
Karen tries to barter for some fabric she's found.
C'est possible 25? 25?
Non, non, c'est pas possible.
No?
Non, non.
And fails miserably.
I tried. I'm going to buy it anyway. Merci. She wasn't having any of it.
See if you can do better on the next one.
Oh, and I bought some. Look at that trim.
Okay.
You're not excited,
I'm not
are
a
you?
fabric man,
No,
you know that.
No.
But I like the result, but
It's
I'm not a
a bit like
fabric
talking
man.
bikes to me, really, isn't it?
It is. Oh, is there a bike shop?
No.
Okay.
Here we go.
But a few minutes later, Karen thinks she's found an even better piece of fabric.
It'd be beautiful for printing on. But it is €30, so it's quite expensive, I feel.
Elle aime le fabrique, le linen.
C'est possible...
Une bonne prix? Bon prix?
Moins cher? 20? Oui? Oui.
Oui, ça marche.
Parfait. Perfect. Lovely.
Karen's bought 3 metres of 200-year-old fabric for just over £17. £10 off the asking price.
I'm really happy with it.
Merci, monsieur.
Merci.
C'est bon.
Bonne journée, monsieur, dame.
I got a bargain.
Bon pack.
Merci.
Aussi.
Merci.
Back at the chateau, Paul's facing a big problem with the stonework supporting the water tower. It's crumbling and must be patched up before any other work can take place.
We've got to use the lime render, which is a specific kind of render that you've got to use with the tofu stone, otherwise it dissolves the stone.
Tomorrow, scaffolding is going up over the entire tower, so work on the office can begin.
And we've got the platform being built, so I've got to finish it today. So we've got about 3 hours to learn how to do it and do it. We've ordered in specifically some lime mortar, and what I was hoping, which is really kind of silly, bearing in mind we're in France, is that the instructions would be in English and French. I'm not quite sure why I thought that, because if we bought it in England, they wouldn't be.
To finish the office by the end of the summer, there's not a day to spare. And the family needs to be out of the chateau tomorrow as their next guests are arriving. So the pressure's on for Paul. I've come 30 miles down the road to Chateau de la Baminière to see Billy and Gwen. They've asked me to help hang a 20-kilo chandelier above the staircase.
Right, so this is where I want it.
Of course it is.
Right up there.
So it's going to be quite high. What's above?
There is an empty bedroom.
I think we're going to have to go and have a look at the floorboards in there. On the plus side, a light fitting has been hung from this point before. But when it was last used is anyone's guess. You got cable there, electrics, so there's a route up there. There's access. There must be a way of coming from the top down. I just hope we don't rip half the ceiling down in the process. One very important thing is, are you sure you want the big chandelier?
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Had to ask. It was worth asking. I'm too old for this. Fortunately, I've got some tools outside in the car that should make our life easier. That's the hardest light to fix in the chateau. It's the chandelier on the highest point. It's actually quite physical just to take a 20-kilogram chandelier and stick it that high. It's going to take a bit of work, so I bought some pulleys and things. We'll see. Our plan is to go up into the empty bedroom above the staircase.
Reminds me of home.
And look for the point in the floor that the old light fitting was hung from.
The centre of the room is obvious this way, okay? Then when we look down, there's been some cutting done. And the cutting is neatly done.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not a bad job at all. And we're going to go in and see what we can find. With a bit of luck, underneath here, there will be a chandelier hook. A big solid construction on a beam that allows you to hook your chandelier on.
Yep.
Right.
We're in luck. Not only do we have a hole, but the old fitting is still wired up to the mains.
Make sure this is off.
Yep.
It should be off.
Yeah, I'll go and isolate it.
Right, as long as it's not on, we'll put our cable through there, which is our chandelier supported cable. We'll attach the chandelier and then we'll get the chandelier upstairs.
Yep.
This is actually better than I thought.
The cable I've got with me can take 95 kilos, so it should be more than enough to take the strain of Billy's chandelier.
Shall we use this? Through the hole, up and down, pull it. Let's have a vote on the plan. The dog agrees with me, so that's how it's done. It'll work. You happy with that?
Definitely, yeah. Perfect.
I'll be using a small hand winch, supported by this trestle, to winch the chandelier up into position.
Okay, that's coming up.
Yeah.
The only problem we've got is that an old light bulb is still attached to the wiring.
This is the bulb.
The hole is too small to pull it through and disconnect it. So I'm simply going to have to snip it off, and Billy will have to catch it downstairs. What could possibly go wrong?
Are you ready?
This isn't going to work, is it?
Billy!
I can see it landing on my face somehow.
Billy! Billy!
I'm never going to catch this.
1, 2, 3.
I hope Billy's a good catch. "35 miles west of Dijon, l'Abbey de la Bouziers is a former Roman Catholic abbey turned luxury hotel. It's owned by English couple Clive and Tanith Cummings. They're running it as a high-end hotel, and this year they've been working hard to get more locals dining in their restaurant.
We do put a lot of pressure on ourselves at times. Sometimes, you know, you think, am I pushing too hard? But you've got to keep that momentum going in all departments.
The Abbey's Michelin-starred restaurant is run by head chef Guillaume.
He's a local man. He's had experience from 1, 2, and 3 Michelin-star restaurants, and he wants to make a name for himself now under his own menu.
Today, Guillaume and Clive are looking at ways they can freshen up the dinner menu.
We're in the heart of Burgundy, and Burgundy is very famous in France for being the heart of gastronomy. So there's a lot of competition out there. We're right in the middle of some of France's top restaurants, 2 Michelin stars, 3 Michelin stars. Although we've got the building and we've got the gardens, you can't just sit back on that. You've got to ensure that you've got something else to sell.
Guillaume's got a plan to make his menu stand out from the crowd.
Autour, plein de petites herbes sauvages, aussi dans le parc. Et les radis sous la serre.
Okay. Rather than just having just a normal menu, we're trying to highlight very local ingredients.
In fact, Guillaume wants as many of his ingredients as possible to be sourced right here at the Abbey.
What we would like to do is to make one dish served at lunch and then one at dinner where 100% of that dish is grown here on site.
Tonight, Guillaume's invited 2 of his regular diners to come and sample some of his brand new dishes. But he's not entirely sure what's currently growing, so he and Clive have come to see gardener Raphael.
We're doing courgette here, Raph.
The courgette is here, little bit.
With beans.
Yeah, beans.
We've got beans and we've got carrots as well. We've got absolute bucket loads of mint, radishes as well.
Raphael also keeps bees. These 3 hives produce about 100 kilos of honey a year for the restaurant. And Clive spotted something else in the grounds too.
I was cutting the grass only last week and I noticed that under one of my trees I've got lots of wild strawberries. Look at this, look. All the strawberries, look at them all.
These wild strawberries, together with a handful of wild herbs from the garden,
Juste les fleurs, hein.
are going straight back to the kitchen. All Guillaume has to do now is come up with a new dish. I've been at Chateau de la Baminière helping Billy and Gwen hang a chandelier.
1, 2, 3.
But when I dropped the bulb, I wasn't entirely sure if Billy was ready.
Whey! Caught it.
I have no idea what happened. I have no idea what happened. Did you catch it?
I did.
What a smarty pants. Well done, matey.
All right, then.
Success at the first stage.
All we have to do now is attach the chandelier and hoist it into position.
It's a long way.
Makes me a bit nervous because, well, if it falls, it breaks. And it's not exactly as if we could go to the shop and buy another one, is it? So
I've run the cable through the hole in the ceiling, 30 feet down to the waiting chandelier.
Okay.
To minimize the distance I have to winch this thing up, we're bringing it up to the first landing.
Now, this is a bit silly. Who ever heard of taking a trolley with a chandelier up a stair? Perfect.
Yeah.
You are going to guide it down when the tension's on. Gwendolyn, you are actually communications.
All right.
So if we need to stop, you have to shout, because if not, we'll just keep going and it'll all break and it'll all be your fault.
all right.
All I have to do is go upstairs and turn a handle. Good luck, team.
Thanks.
Go for it.
With Gwendolyn at the window, there's now a direct line of communication between Billy and I.
How are we doing?
Good.
Tell me when to start.
Keep going. Keep going.
But I'm still working pretty much blind.
This is nice. I have no idea what's going on, but I can feel the weight of the chandelier or the chandelier and Billy. I have no idea.
It's got the weight of it now.
That's the cable come through. Right. That's your lowest position.
Yep, so up higher.
Say again.
Yep, higher.
Higher. How much higher?
About a metre.
About a metre.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll get this up first.
That's perfect, I think.
Perfect.
I heard perfect. You sure?
That's perfect. That's good.
That's good.
Brilliant.
All I have to do now is connect it to the mains.
It looks good from here. It looks beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
Lit up.
Yeah, lit up.
After all that, I just hope the thing works.
I give you the biggest chandelier in the worst place in your chateau.
Woo!
Hey, I gotta tell you, nice soft light. Nice soft light.
It is, yeah.
Well done, matey.
Thanks a lot.
How many more have you got to hang up? Oh, you've got all the bedrooms to do, haven't you?
They're easy.
How many bedrooms?
20.
19 more to buy. Oh, how happy is Billy? I'm busy. Just so you know.
I'm only kidding. If he lets me borrow his cherry picker,
Thank you so much.
I'll consider giving him a hand with the rest.
Oh, it's amazing. It's it finally looks as it should look. I love it. You've done a very good job there, darling.
You're welcome.
Back in the Loire Valley at Chateau Le Perrier, novice builder Paul has just a day to finish work on the chateau's water tower. He's hoping to repair the crumbling stonework with a traditional lime mortar mix. But some of the ingredients are rather dangerous.
The lime, it's an acid, so I think it settles down once you've mixed it, but while you're mixing it, it becomes quite a toxic acid. Although what I am seeing is also the amount of protective headgear and glasses and gloves judging from that, we might need to tog up a little bit more than if we were doing a bit of cement mix.
To stay safe, Paul's decided to wear full protective gear, including a respirator.
I think it's probably a sensible thing to do.
But unfortunately for him, it's the hottest day of the year.
I'm really glad we chose 30-degree afternoon to do it in. It has to be done. Just gonna have to get on. It really is a boiler suit today.
He's got no choice but to use this lime mixture, as modern cement will damage the water tower's delicate, soft stonework.
It's early days, but so far so good. We haven't got any big globules of mortar or anything, so the mixing's going quite well. We've now got 20 minutes to watch it all go around for a while, or we can go and do some actual proper work and go and get the render up. And then I can take this mask off as well, which is very, very hot.
Paul chips away the old crumbling render, ready for his new coat.
We're going to try and neaten off all this render and make it look like a really nice Loire stone. It's typical of the Loire Valley, really. Well, when it's done properly, it's typical of the Loire Valley. We'll see what it's like when I've finished it. Hopefully mine won't come off quite as easily when I've done it.
Inside, Paul's wife, Karen, is making progress with her plan to add a layer of luxury to the chateau's master bedroom.
Love that sound.
And putting her recently acquired screen printing skills to the test.
Wow. We're printing the Toile de Jouet fabric, the Chateau Le Perrier version, onto the brocante fabric that we've bought.
If all goes to plan, this printed cloth will be used to cover the master bedroom wall in the classic 19th century style.
So the pictures on the fabric are all the things we love about Chateau. The turrets, the sign at the beginning of the road, and the butterflies.
Gift. And how does it look?
It looks fabulous.
As Karen immortalises the chateau, back outside, Paul's not faring quite so well.
Oh, never had so much dust and grime. Oh, the hottest day of the year so far. I think it's been up to 33 degrees and I want to be in the pool in an hour, so let's get cracking.
Paul's stonework repair is vital if work in the new office is to stay on schedule.
The moment of truth. Let's see how we get on. First bit's going to be the interesting bit. Have we got it right?
The mortar's not falling off the wall, but the soaring temperature is causing another problem.
It's supposed to have cooled down by now, which would help to keep my render the same consistency at the end as it is now. It must be, what, 6:30, and it's still incredibly hot. I think I'm one of the hottest I've ever been.
Paul needs to wrap this job up soon before the mortar dries out, or he collapses from the heat.
It's hot. I'm expiring here. I don't think I could be hotter.
150 miles north at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy, Gwendolyn and Michael have spent the past 6 months making the chateau livable and getting the heating up and running. But they've just discovered the neighbours are unhappy about something.
Farmers are all complaining locally because the wild boar are destroying their crops. Unfortunately, we've got a large plot of land here and we're probably responsible to not have them in the forest, you know.
Wild boar have become a menace in France over the past decade. They cause about £45 million worth of damage to farmers' crops every year. And if they've taken up residence in the woods here, it's little wonder the neighbouring farmers are worried.
The forest is completely surrounded by farmland, and that is where they live, we think, in the forest. So we need to find out if they're in the forest or not. If we can find out they're there, maybe we can do something about it.
The ultimate plan will be to drive the boar back into the larger forest of Mayenne, 5 miles away and far from the farmers' crops. But wild boar are incredibly shy creatures, and because they're largely nocturnal, neither Billy, Gwen nor Michael have actually seen one here.
This is getting exciting. Look.
Put her there a minute, and then she'll take the steering wheel.
In a bid to see if there are any boar on their land, Billy set up a motion sensor camera 2 days ago. and now he's off to collect it.
Here we are. This is where I put the camera. Oh, brilliant. Right, let's have a look. There you go.
If wild boar have been roaming around this part of the woods, they should have set it off.
All right, let's go and see if there's any footage on this thing. All right, then. Well, there's quite a lot of videos. Oh, what are they? Are they horses?
Either those are very big boar, or Billy's horses have escaped.
Let me just see if our horses are still there.
It seems that our horses that were in the field, or meant to be in the field, were in the forest last night.
Yeah, the horses are still there, so they must have escaped last night and sort of done a bit of wandering in the night. Well, that's very interesting, isn't it? What horses get up to when you're not looking.
But the horses aren't the only creature caught on camera last night.
What's that? That's a fox, isn't it? Is it a fox? Yeah, but it's got a limp, isn't it?
It's not a very healthy fox.
That's a very unhealthy fox.
There's a stag.
It's a stag.
Look at the antlers on it.
It's massive.
Wow. Bit of a wildlife hotspot, that area, isn't it?
Yeah.
But no boar.
Not yet, anyway.
Time to place the camera in a different corner of the woods. And Billy thinks he knows just the place.
Pigs, they love rolling in mud to get rid of ticks and lice and things like that. So this is probably definitely the best spot.
Whilst they await their next batch of footage, Michael's itching to get started on a restoration job at the Chateau's chapel.
We really need to have a look at this stained glass window. It's about to collapse. It's about to fall out of the window frame. And if we don't save it, we're going to lose the window. It's very fragile. There's lots and lots of pieces of glass that make it up. And, you know, if we don't save it, the chapel's going to lose one of its nice features.
The stained glass has been here since the chapel was built 150 years ago.
So we need to be really delicate with this. Oh. All right. It's really, really fragile at the moment. These pieces are really loose. I mean, I'm really worried that when we try and move it, it's just going to collapse. So we need to be very, very careful with this. Right, Billy?
Yeah.
Are you supporting it?
Yeah, you just sort of edge it slightly, mainly from the top at first.
Careful, because it's actually embedded in the concrete. Right, have you got the weight of it, yeah?
Yeah. Oh.
Billy and Michael have a delicate job on their hands, getting the window out safely. 350 miles away at Abbaye de la Bousier, Clive has a challenge on his hands. To work with Chef Guillaume to devise a new dish using fresh produce from the Abbey's grounds.
Oh, ça sent bon, hein? Oh, très bien. Yeah, lovely. Very nice. Don't want to eat too much of them, because there's not a lot. I'd rather sell them than eat them.
Out in the restaurant, tonight's guinea pigs are Brits Laura and Simon. They've been living in this part of France for nearly 20 years and are regular diners here.
Merci.
To go with the vegetables, herbs and flowers picked from the Abbey, Guillaume's serving them local goat's cheese, followed by smoked duck from the neighbouring farm.
Merci. Merci. Where to start?
That's fantastic. If I could grow that sort of thing in my garden, I'd be very happy.
You can just imagine a chef out there in the morning, foraging for his...
Stripped to his waist, naked.
Yeah. In the garden. Delicious.
So far, so good. Back in the kitchen, dessert is nearly ready.
Those little white strawberries that we saw in the garden, that's what's going on the plates here.
S'il vous plaît, service. Super, merci. They're beautiful.
The dinner's been a hit, but Clive's not resting on his laurels and is already plotting his next culinary adventure.
Tomorrow night, we've got 50 live trout going into our little basin outside. So, not quite sure what guests will think when they see a chef with a fishing net taking the trout out. Maybe we could do a pick your own. Yeah, that would be quite fun, wouldn't it?
At Chateau de la Bamenier, Billy and Michael are still struggling with the 150-year-old stained glass window that Michael wants to repair.
Okay, yep, I've got it. After you.
Oh. Right, well, the middle part doesn't look too bad.
It just seems to be the top and around the bottom and around the edges.
Yeah, you can see the joins and the soldering.
Well, success, we've got the window out, but that was the easy part because now I've got to repair it.
With the glass safely transported to the Chateau's Grand Salon, Michael's figured out exactly what he needs to do to bring it back to life.
Right, so the first piece I need to recreate is this piece. So, I mean, this piece would normally go here, 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 and here. So I need to make 3 of these. So I'm going to have a go at scoring it and seeing if I can make a few more.
Stained glass windows are an ancient art form, and repairing and restoring them usually requires the skills of a highly qualified craftsman. Michael hasn't studied any art at all since A-level.
I've never cut glass before. Certainly never, you know, attempted to repair a stained glass window, but I've watched a few videos on the internet and I've got the basic idea of how it works, so I'm just going to have a go at cutting some pieces of glass.
Naughty, naughty, Michael. Where's your protective eyewear?
What I need to do now is try and break this as cleanly as possible. Oh, OK. That wasn't too bad, actually. So right now is the last break. It's this line here. The difficult thing is to try and break this piece from here without snapping this piece. Here it goes. I really don't want to do this. I'm really scared it's going to break.
If he carries on like this, Michael's in danger of losing his fingers.
Oh, that's not too bad, is it? That's a really, really good result. I'm really surprised with that. I didn't think it would be as easy as that, but it's gone really well. I mean, if you put that piece next to that piece, it is almost the same.
Good work. Traditionally, the glass in a stained glass window would have been coloured whilst it was still in its molten state by adding metallic powders to the mix. But Michael's decided a quick lick of paint will do the job just fine.
I mean, I think it gives a similar effect. The main thing is that it has been repaired and it is still, you know, a stained glass window that can be, you know, enjoyed.
The last stage is gently baking the glass in the oven to preserve the coat of paint.
Once I bake them, I can cut some more pieces. Once I've got all the pieces of glass, I can then have a go at putting it together.
Billy's motion sensor camera has been keeping watch over a swampy area in the woods for the past 2 days. He's looking for evidence of wild boar here, as local farmers have complained that boar have been destroying their crops.
What was that?
It looks like Billy's persistence has paid off.
We've got boar. We've got loads of boar. No, it's not good news, it isn't. I wonder if you can make bacon out of them.
A man after my own heart.
Gwendalyn!
Yeah?
Come and have a look at this. Oh my God, look at them.
Oh my God. How many of them is there?
We're about 6, or maybe a bit more.
There's loads of them.
Look at this, Michael.
Wow. Is that near the lake?
Yeah, before the lake, yeah.
I think they probably like the damp ground and stuff, especially when it's hot.
Yeah.
I didn't really expect to see so many of them. We're all going to have to do something about it.
We should probably call the gamekeeper to get him to find a solution for us because it isn't good, is it?
Yeah.
They've got to keep the neighbouring farmers happy. I fear the gamekeeper solution will be drastic, and this family of wild boar will be gone quicker than you can say bacon sandwich. 120 miles away at Chateau Perrier, the heat is on.
4.5 hours later, and we're nearly there.
Paul's rushing to finish repairing his stonework before the lime mortar dries out.
Got a trowel in there.
Or sunstroke sets in.
We can see the finishing line now, and the mortar's actually proving to be the right consistency. I'm actually relatively pleased. I think it's successful. Done it? Result. Never been so happy to finish a job. I picked the hottest day of the year. It's been 33 degrees, and there's only one thing left for it now. Swim and a glass of rosé.
The water tower stonework has survived for 150 years. Not only will Paul's lime mortar repair protect it for generations to come, it's kept the office project on schedule. As Paul cools off, Karen's plan to add an authentic layer of luxury to the chateau's master bedroom is reaching the critical point.
Wait, I'm on my wood now. Don't push it on the wood. We're in the final stages now of putting the stretched fabric that we've printed on the back of this wall. Fingers crossed, it's all going to come together and it's going to look amazing.
Live-in handyman Neil is making the wooden frame for Karen's printed fabric.
And we're going to turn the top over and then staple through.
You're not finished?
Down there with your shorts.
Just been by the pool.
I'm nervous that I'm going to cut the fabric and I'm going to cut it in the wrong place.
Right, you go in through there, Karen.
Cut close and personal to my cloth.
And that wants to go right up against the ceiling, yeah?
Need two people.
Two people.
Yeah.
Paul?
Just stay there, Karen. Right, Paul. You hold that there. Got it? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put one right in the middle of there, yeah?
Yeah.
OK, you happy with that?
Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm really excited now. I am.
I'm just concerned that it's the most excited she's been in our bedroom for a long time.
I'm really excited.
Impressive. Good job.
I think our guests are going to be quite pleased with that.
It's been a good day, but with a chateau, just as something goes right, you can bet something else is about to go wrong.
The internet has been a struggle. We've finally managed to get a half-decent line in here, and what we do need to do now is get it out of the chateau across to the water tower.
You can't have an office without internet. Problem is, it's a mystery where the internet cable is located.
Do we know what this cable is, Neil?
Doesn't appear to go up the outside of the wall.
You know, I think it does, but I think it's been rendered in.
Fantastic. Just what we need.
Back at Chateau de la Baminière, Billy's determined to get rid of the family of wild boar he caught on camera.
We've got a bloke coming today, and he's bringing a dog, and he's going to sort of walk his dog around, and it's probably a big smelly dog that's going to leave a bit of a scent. And hopefully it sort of deters the wild boars.
J'ai pris une vieille chienne,
oui.
Mais qui chassait très bien, mais alors...
Voilà. Elle s'appelle comment?
Fanny.
Fanny.
Fanny. Voilà. On va la laisser travailler.
Ouais.
Je vais commencer par les temps.
D'accord.
Boars hate the scent that hounds leave behind. So Fanny's presence should be enough to drive the boar to the bigger forest of Mayenne, 5 miles away.
We've got to stay behind him, or at least where he is, but not go in front of the dog, because otherwise it takes away the smell for the dog. She can smell some boars, but nothing too fresh so far.
Wild boar aren't just a menace to farmers. There are so many of them in France, it's estimated they're responsible for around 25,000 car crashes a year.
Sometimes you see them on the motorway, and it's really, really dangerous. I've seen them in the countryside as well, sort of when you're driving about, you sort of come across them in the summer, like big families of them, little ones and a big mother. But you've really got to keep away from them because they're quite dangerous.
After 15 minutes, the signs are promising.
He showed us some tracks left by deers, and he said his dog doesn't care about the deer smell, but when she smells boars, though, she knows. Like right now, she can smell some.
Bingo.
Ça date de plusieurs jours.
D'accord.
Ça date d'une 8-15 jours, quoi. Hein.
So this is when they've been rolling, after they come here and like rub against the trees to get rid of all the parasites that have been left.
It's a different part of the forest to where Billy caught them on camera, which suggests the problem is even bigger than they thought. But after just an hour's tracking, Shantiro is satisfied his hound scent has done the trick.
Montez.
Très bien, bah merci. What they want is for the boars to go in the big forest of Mayenne, where they've got like loads and loads of room to like, be there as boars.
Hopefully what he's done will sort the problem out, but if not, he might have to come back again. Maybe with a bigger dog.
Yeah, or more
A
dogs.
smellier dog.
Yeah.
Next time, Angel helps Michael with some interior renovations.
See, that's already looking much better, that.
I've only just started.
While outside,
it's quite daunting.
Brother Billy and their dad struggle with a patio.
Dad, there's nothing underneath that corner. Shut up. I'd have sacked him by now if I was paying him.
A troublesome wall causes a pile-up for Clive and his dad.
It's a 32-ton truck, and it's a very, very old bridge.
Whoa. That's his new lorry. 185,000 euros.
And there are little jobs.
Put that up so it stands up.
Yeah.
Flat, you plonk.
And big jobs for Karen and Paul.
I suppose there's no point going back now, is there?
Oh, my God!
That's me, Dick Strawbridge, my darling wife Angel, and our two beautiful children. Nearly 3 years ago, we upped sticks for a whole new life in France and bought this magnificent chateau. We've been doing it up ever since.
Baby, you're so strong.
Turns out we're not the only ones.
Oh, yeah. Oops.
Dozens of Brits are taking the plunge to rescue these stunning buildings.
What amazing colours.
We need to get on top of it, get on top of the goats.
In this series, we'll reveal more on how we're running our chateau as a business.
Back on dry land.
I'm still finding things that I haven't seen.
And we'll help these daring families run theirs.
Here's to the meeting of two like-minded couples.
Cheers.
Cheers.
As they face the highs
I'm absolutely terrified.
and lows
It's extremely expensive. It's financial suicide.
of running these gorgeous buildings as everything from B&Bs to beautiful wedding venues.
Owning a chateau isn't glamorous. Anyone who thinks it is delusional.
Today, Angel helps one family with its chateau's interior renovation.
See, that's already looking much better, that.
I've only just started.
While outside,
it's quite daunting.
There's plenty more to do.
Dad, there's nothing underneath that corner.
Shut up.
I'd have sacked him by now if I was paying him.
A troublesome wall causes a bit of a pile-up.
Let's go back. Whoa. That's his new lorry. 185,000 euros.
And there are little jobs.
Put that up so it stands up. Flat, you plonk.
And big jobs to get done at another chateau.
I suppose there's no point going back now, is there?
Oh, my God!
Chateau de la Baminière. Built in the 18th century, this beautiful building has 40 rooms over 6 floors and sits in 60 acres of grounds, including woodland and a lake. Billy and his fiancée Gwendalyn live here with Billy's older brother Michael. They bought it for €1,050,000 with a loan and some inheritance money left from Gwendolyn's mum.
You get a lot more for your money over here. You couldn't afford a property like this in England.
When we first bought the chateau, with everybody saying, yeah, you're too young, you're inexperienced, you're a bit mad, you start questioning yourself and thinking, am I mad? Are we crazy? Are we gonna make it? But then, no, it's been about 8 months and we've achieved so much.
As well as living here, they want to run the place as a wedding location and holiday lets. It was nearly derelict when they first bought it. Since then, they fixed everything from chimneys.
I'm absolutely terrified.
To stained glass windows.
Are you supporting it?
Yeah, you just sort of edge it slightly, mainly from the top at first.
and have welcomed their first paying guests. They're on track for next year's holiday and wedding season, but there's plenty to keep them busy.
Long road ahead, and we've got a lot more to do still. I want to see this place, you know, open for business.
Angel and I live 30 minutes away, so today she's popped around to help Michael with his latest renovation project, a mural on the wall of their guests' lounge. On the way, she notices something familiar.
This is a really interesting room because the paint is exactly the same as our paint in the salon. It's identical.
Well, the guy that painted this was the caretaker for this chateau before we bought it. And before he worked here, he worked at your chateau, Chateau de Limot-Husson. He worked for is it the Baglioni family? Yeah. Yeah, they were his employers.
Are you serious?
Yeah, painted the walls and everything. So.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it was. Maybe he painted yours as well.
Well, I've got some paint if you need to touch yourself.
Really?
The chateau world here in France is small indeed.
So this is the mural I've started.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
We're in the process of redecorating this room at the moment.
Yeah, really, really good colour combination. It's sort of two of my favourite actually. This off-white and the sage green. We
imagined this place would be somewhere where you could sit and have a cup of tea, admire the view, and then that inspired the idea to sort of do a bit of a chinoiserie style on the walls.
Yeah. It's absolutely stunning. Is this all the inspiration?
It's just a bit of inspiration that I've taken from, yeah.
It's just beautiful, isn't it?
It looks great to me, but Michael isn't happy with his copy.
I've outlined them. It has made it look a bit more sort of like an illustration. Yeah. And there's something nice about this that doesn't have the black outlines. It's more subtle,
isn't it, of it all? Shall I take some of the lines out for you?
I think it'd be a good idea,
What are you going to work on? Do we do it together?
Yeah, we'll do it together, yeah.
I'm just going to start doing the outlines. I won't do the outside.
See, that's already looking much better, that.
I've only just started.
Michael's design is in a style called chinoiserie, which is a European take on traditional Far Eastern decorative art.
Nice colour, good mix.
The style was hugely popular in the grand, stately homes of 18th century Europe, so it'll suit the chateau salon to a T.
It looks better when it's more subtle like that.
Yeah, it's softer, isn't it?
Yeah, much softer.
And you've done all the work. I'm just dulling it now.
No, there's a lot of it here for me to paint. So you helping out is saving me a bit of time. Yeah.
Michael's got big plans for this mural.
I might have some branches almost sort of coming down from the ceiling.
Oh, I love it.
As if it's sort of like you're under the canopy of like a tree or something.
You know, I mean, just my personal taste, but maybe add a little bit of texture. You know, like a real pheasant, or in fact, I've got something in my car for you.
Really?
I'm going to get it. You can make me a cup of tea, as you promised me.
This hardly seems fair. When I visited, I hold a 20-kilo chandelier 30 feet above the staircase. Angel and Michael do a little bit of painting, and now they're sitting down to tea.
Good timing. Oh, I'm very excited about this. I have not had a cream tea in quite a while. So this is my gift to you.
Oh, wow. They're absolutely beautiful.
If you do decide to sort of, put some around, because they're great to have in all the odd places. They can really sort of, add a different dimension to your beautiful artwork. And I mean, I don't know if we're going to put any up on the wall today, but I'm going to leave you with some glue.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, you're very welcome.
Angel has used butterflies like these in the entrance hall to our chateau, and they're certainly a hit with the guests.
Let's sit down and have a cup of tea. I'm gagging. So did you make these scones?
I made them, yes. I made them last night, especially, so we could have a nice cream tea.
We're going to be mates. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
It's been very inspiring today.
No, it's been really lovely.
300 miles east, Abbey de la Bousier is a 900-year-old abbey run as a high-end hotel by Brits Clive and Tanith Cummings. Located in the heart of Burgundy's world-famous wine region, this vast historic property was just the challenge Clive and Tanith were looking for when they were working at Clive's parents' hotel in Sussex.
Tanith and I were the general managers of my parents' hotel. It was their standards. We had been looking in the UK for a business of our own, and we had no thoughts about moving to France. It was the property that brought us here. And once we saw it, we're like, wow, what a place this could make.
So far, the year has gone very well. Guest numbers have risen, and as the summer season comes to an end, Clive's parents should be proud. They are now retired and live here with their son. But having worked in the hotel business his whole life, Clive's dad, Martin, can't resist rolling up his sleeves and getting stuck in whenever possible.
I love projects, and I love building, and I love seeing the end product when you've finished it. And that's how I keep myself occupied.
Which is why Martin couldn't help himself when he and a local farmer took on the task of dredging the hotel's beautiful lake of silt once it started to become an eyesore.
We did it ourselves with two whopping great diggers, and the diggers vibrated so much that the poor old wall gave way. And I couldn't believe it. The whole wall had fallen in.
The lake is no longer quite as beautiful. So dredging done, they now need to fix the bank and wall.
We then had a quotation from a local guy, and he wanted 76,000 euros. I said, on your bike.
Martin reckons he can do the job himself for about £10,000 and is busy clearing the debris.
My father spent the last week or two cleaning the area up, trying to prepare the base for these stones.
Martin's plan is to use gabions, which are metal cages packed with rocks, as the basis for his wall. And the truck delivering them has just arrived, but it has to negotiate a bridge to get to the lake.
Obviously, it's a 32-ton truck, and it's a very, very old bridge. So it's not actually that wide, but...
The bridge is only 7 feet wide.
You're gonna reverse in, Dad.
And it's proving a struggle.
The best option is
shift this.
Yes, shift this, and then you will try again.
It seems the monks didn't have 32-ton trucks in mind when they built the abbey in the 12th century.
Oh, hang on. Whoa. You have to go back. Whoa.
But after clearing a few more stones, he finally manages to squeeze it through. But not without some damage.
Oh, he scuffed his van as well. Brand new one.
That's his new lorry. 185,000 euros. We've christened it.
Let's hope they manage to get the gabions in without any further damage. This is the mid-19th century Chateau La Perrière. Husband and wife Paul and Karen Horn, who live in England, bought it for £500,000 back in 2005.
We came here and we both fell in love with it, and we didn't need to convince either of us.
The modest 8-bedroom chateau is now a luxury holiday rental. But located in the Loire Valley, competition between holiday homes here is fierce. So to widen its appeal, they're transforming their old water tower into a luxury office.
It's nice to be able to offer to guests the ability to be able to come on holiday with their family, but still be able to carry out their job.
Paul and handyman Neil have already removed the 3-ton water tank.
Oh.
And Paul repointed its walls in a sweltering 33 degrees.
The hottest day of the year so far.
Today he's come out ahead of the rest of the family so he and Neil can finish the office floor.
Okay, you want to measure them both again? Yeah, as you say. Measure twice, cut once. 1703. Yeah?
It's going really well. We're just trying to lay the wood floor today because we've got, well, Karen's coming in about 3 hours, so I really want to finish that because Karen's bringing the desk and stuff, and we just want to get this finished today.
Karen and children Tom and Katie are nearing the end of their 8-hour drive, bringing a trailer full of furniture for the office all the way from their home in Berkshire.
So a couple of days ago, the emphasis was about making sure that we had everything for the office. Everything was bought, everything had arrived, been delivered, packed in, hadn't left anything behind.
But there's an even bigger job waiting at the chateau, removing a damaged pine tree that overlooks it.
We've just received the news that we've managed to find somebody to take down one of the really tall trees at the chateau that got hit by lightning some time ago. The tree's a 36-metre tree. It's leaning towards the chateau at the moment, so it's a little stressful. So I'm a little worried about it coming down. If it falls, it's going to fall on the chateau. And we have a busy rental season, lots of guests in, so we can't take that chance of that tree being hit by lightning again and falling.
Hey guys, Katie, Jasmine. Oh, hey there. Oh. Good journey, good time. Yep. How stressed are you then?
Super stressed, feeling a little bit sick.
The big one's coming down.
I've got the butterflies in my tummy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, it'll be fine.
Feeling a little bit stressed.
You know,
driving up and seeing just how big it is, you forget until you're here how much it towers above the chateau.
I know, and it's leaning towards the chateau. It's got to come down there. It's a shame, but they've all said it. You know, it's been hit by lightning at least once or twice, and that split's getting worse. It's a shame, but it's got to come down.
We've got guests arriving on Saturday.
The office refit will have to take a back seat, as the priority now is to stop that 36-metre, 10-ton tree crashing down on their chateau.
If this falls the wrong way, then it could be a bit of a catastrophe.
120 miles northwest at Chateau de la Baminière, it's the next day, and Angel has left. Today, Gwendolyn is going through the health and safety regulations they still need to satisfy before they can open the chateau to weddings.
This is the list that I got. So a lot of things to do. Some of them are quite simple things like emergency exit signs or fire extinguishers, things like that. Other things are a bit more tricky. So what I've got to do is get Billy and Michael and go around the chateau with them and tell them what needs to be done. I think Billy is not going to like it at all, but we've got to do it, so.
Even though it's gone 10 a.m., Billy and Michael haven't actually emerged yet.
Billy? Yeah? Are you up? Yeah. Oh, good. What about Michael? They're not really morning people, so it's not always easy, but I mean, it's all right, because usually they work in the evening when I'm in bed, so. Oh.
Morning.
There he is. He's alive.
You're all right.
Yeah.
Where's my coffee?
Downstairs.
He's going to need it. He and Michael have got to be on the ball this morning because Gwendolyn means business.
In this room, we've got a lot to do. First, the alarm, fire alarm, we need to make sure it's working and back in order. So we've got to have emergency exit signs above the doors. That door has to open outwards and just with basically just pushing it. So people can just push it, get out and be safe. Any kind of furniture that comes in here has to be fireproof or not easy to catch fire.
Okay. I'm not sure Billy's actually woken up yet.
We have to keep as well a registre de sécurité in French, basically a safety register. Ideally, that door would have to open outwards as well.
It's never going to happen. The door will have to stay exactly as it is because it's original.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand what you say. We can't really lose the chateau spirit.
It can stay open when there's an event.
Yeah, or we can find another emergency exit.
Yeah.
We just need to have two.
Sounds better.
Out on the terrace, the news doesn't get much better for Billy.
Yeah, to avoid any kind of tripping hazards, or so people in wheelchairs can actually use that terrace, it has to be levelled, it has to be flat.
It's a really big job.
Yeah.
Do you think you can do it, or do you think you're going to have to get someone else to do it?
I think it would be too expensive to pay someone to come and do it.
Fire extinguishers and safety doors are one thing, but levelling off this terrace is a serious bit of construction work.
The list is getting bigger and bigger. This terrace job here is monumental, it is. I mean, the chateau's not too bad, but now that we've got all these regulations to follow by, it makes everything twice as much work. So it's quite daunting. Lovely day, isn't it?
Luckily for Billy, his mum and dad retired to France a few years ago and live less than an hour away. And Dad Mick knows a thing or two about construction.
I got my dad in to help me. He's an old contractor, so he knows how it's all done properly.
So we're going to start from here, Billy.
Yeah.
Take them out. The same there, they're all got to come out in that corner, the whole lot of them.
When they start hosting weddings here, this terrace will make the perfect spot for a champagne reception, but only if they get it fixed.
What we really need to do is get all the slabs up, sort out what's underneath them, make it all level again, because people will be tripping over them. Even before they've had a drink, they'll be falling over.
But this is no simple task. These slabs are made of solid granite. The biggest will weigh about 50 kilos. In fact, even the small ones seem to be a bit of a strain.
Oh, that's heavy. Just lay them straight back there, that's it. It's soil in there, originally.
Yeah.
That's why it's sunk. Oh! Oh!
This job's going to take a while. Back in Burgundy at Abbaye de la Bousier, Clive and his dad Martin are trying to repair the lake's retaining wall by using steel cages packed with rocks called gabions.
We've got this overhanging lip with the drain on it. And what my father was just saying to them is, with the first gabion, when we put it in, can we try and push it under so it can support that lump of concrete that overhangs?
Each gabion weighs 1.7 tons, so manoeuvring them with pinpoint accuracy is no easy task.
Comme ça? Oui, so ça c'est celui-là.
This is the trickiest one, this one.
Fortunately, the crane operator, Matthias, looks like he's done this kind of thing before.
Ça va? Descend un peu.
Down, down.
Oui.
Right, right. Perfect. Number one.
Only another 9 to go.
Okay, that's as good as it can get. 1.7 tons, hey?
These 10 gabions Martin's ordered cost just £2,500. The quote they had for a contractor to do the job was more than 70 grand, so they're on their way to a significant saving.
It's nice having my dad here. Like me, he's not tight, but he's cost conscious. You know, it's our money we're spending. Well, sometimes the bank's money. But it's our money we're spending, so we're spending it sensibly.
Even so, rebuilding this entire wall is by no means simple. Once the gabions are installed, they'll need to be sprayed with waterproof cement before the old stones are laid back on top, and the lake can finally be refilled and returned to its former glory.
So how long it's going to take, I don't know, because I didn't want to be committed to a date, just in case we had a problem with this.
For now, Martin seems to be in control. So whilst the gabions go in, Clive's enlisted the help of his son Lewis to tackle another job.
This is the orangery, and we're going to start work on this in a month's time and renovate it into a house for my parents. Lewis and I, eldest son, we're coming up to check out the loft because we've got a rather unexplained mass of hay or straw up in the rafters, and it looks like a nest of some sort. Come on then, Lewis. Mind your head as you come through. Whee. Right, let's get plugged in.
That nest is huge.
Right. There she is, Lewis. What do you reckon?
You're going up first.
I'm going up first, am I? Thanks. This ladder up.
Whatever that is up there, it doesn't look like a regular bird's nest to me.
It's bizarre. It's not man-made. It's been put up there.
Shells.
Yeah, there's a couple of chicken egg shells down there.
If there's discarded chicken shells on the floor, who knows what could be lurking in the rafters?
Lewis, you hold the ladder for me.
At Chateau de la Baminier, Billy has roped in 73-year-old dad Mick to help dig up, level, and then relay his patio so that it can pass French health and safety regulations.
Let me loosen it, yeah.
Stand back, Billy. Us old guys know what to do.
Yep, you've got it.
I've been in the building industry since I was 17. Laying slabs, curbs. 20 years ago, it'd been no problem at all to me. But at the moment, it comes a bit hard.
Don't worry, Mick. The young'uns have got their uses.
Oh, that's heavy. This is quite hard work. But we'll get them up, slowly but surely.
After they've dug up all the patio stones, they'll lay them back down with fresh cement, making sure they're level. Mick's got a trick to work out the horizontal level.
Yeah, he's a clever old sod, he is. He's been doing it for years, so he knows his way around a bit of old rock.
Voila.
There you go.
There you can see the difference where it's dropped.
Yeah. Well, it's dropped about 4 inches by the looks of it. So it's gone down quite a way. Yeah, it's a bit more of a job than we thought it would be, but what can you do? All right, then, should we get the cement and sand?
Yeah, we're going to get the cement and sand.
All right, then. I'll let him crack on with the mixing, because he's the expert.
Cement mixed, now comes the really hard part. Putting all the pieces of the jigsaw back together again.
Put the big one in.
All right, then.
And then we'll run that one too.
Which one is that, then?
Hey?
Which one is the... That's there?
That's there. That one is...
No, it's not that one. That one goes there. Which one is it?
Is it under there?
No, it ain't.
It is.
No, it ain't.
Definitely.
You don't know which one it is, do you?
It is. It is.
It's this one?
That one there. I said this. That's what I said, didn't I?
Now that's settled, the first stone goes in.
Looking beautiful. Like it grew there.
But manoeuvring the bigger 50-kilo slabs requires a different tactic, and Mick's got an idea.
It's some ancient caveman trick by the sounds of it.
Looks like a pretty smart piece of kit to me.
What a beautiful machine.
There you go. Old caveman trick. Dad, there's nothing underneath that corner.
Shut up.
I'd have sacked him by now if I was paying him.
Perfect. Just a job.
2 slabs down, only another 200 or so to go. 120 miles southeast at Chateau Le Perrier in the Loire Valley, the Horns are about to deal with an urgent and rather large problem, cutting down a 36-metre pine tree.
It's a big old tree. The way that it wants to fall, which is where all the weight is going, that'll take half the chateau down. If it does fall the wrong way, then it's going to be a bit of a problem.
The tree was damaged after being struck twice by lightning, and the Horns don't want to risk leaving it standing.
It doesn't look like it's been burnt, Dad.
It's been hit by lightning.
Do you reckon it's like this all the way up?
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see, because the lightning's literally come down the tree.
Lots of dead in there, isn't there?
That's actually rotting inside. If it wasn't pointed towards the chateau, you could risk it for a bit longer, but if that comes down, that'll take a third of the chateau, maybe even half the chateau out, because it literally is pointing straight towards it. What I want to know is how they're going to get that tree. How they're going to do that, I don't know.
Paul will soon find out, as the local tree surgeon is almost here, and Karen's getting nervous.
It's what I do best. I worry.
Relax.
No.
Relax. You're OK. You've got to remember that he does do this for a living.
I'm not panicking at all. I've got perfectly straight hands. I'm not stressing.
We can video this from 100 metres away, can't we?
I'm not standing anywhere near it.
Bonjour, monsieur. Ça va?
After brief introductions, the tree surgeon gets right to it.
Just going to move the track for a little bit this way. And then he's going to connect his cable in the tree. And then when he's prepared, we'll go.
And without any further ado, or health and safety gear, he's off.
I suppose there's no point going back now, is there?
About 250 miles east at Abbaye de la Bousier, owner Clive is hoping to turn the old orangery into a home for his mum and dad, but has discovered what looks like a huge nest.
If I do jump, I want a bit of stability down there.
With his son Lewis looking on, Clive approaches the ominous mass of straw.
Ooh la. That is bizarre. Looks like about 5 or 6 different depressions of nests. One corner of looks like it's their toilet. Now in this beam here, there's poo inside this beam. One thing, it's quite humid up here, it's quite warm. Lovely environment for them, whatever it is. That was odd.
What does it look like to you?
It's a nest of some sort. It's quite big, and there's a central compression, and there's about 3 of them around the outside of it, so it's a family.
It's going to be difficult for Clive to convert this place into a home for his parents with a family of whatever's living up there.
Raph, it's Clive. Animals, wild animals, what do you know about them?
Clive calls the gardener, Raphael, for his opinion on what the nest might be.
Bonjour. Bizarre, hein?
Ah, c'est bizarre. C'est une fouine, une fouine.
Une quoi?
Je pense, je sais pas, on dirait une fouine. You know, the mammifère? Mammifère?
Ferret.
Yeah, white, like this?
Yeah.
Why, Martin? And they killed the chicken?
Raphael thinks the nest was taken over by pine martens, which look a bit like large weasels. This would certainly explain the broken eggshells on the floor.
We put chickens on our island, trying to think about doing eggs. And slowly over the course of a month, all the chickens were killed.
Fortunately, Raphael thinks the nest has been abandoned for some time, which means nothing will be disturbed by the renovations, which Clive and Lewis hope to start next month.
So this is going to be quite good fun, actually. Nice bit of exercise just before the winter.
Back outside, all 10 gabions have been safely installed to Martin's exacting standards.
You've done very well, very well. Don't break the bridge on the way out. My pleasure, my pleasure.
But whilst Martin gets on with filling the gaps with soil, there's one obvious problem.
We did measure it, honestly, and we thought we needed only 10, but as you can see, we're 7 short. 40% short. I thought we might be 1 or 2 short, but not 7.
It'll take another month for the remaining 7 gabions to be made so they can finish the job. Not that Martin seems to mind, because in the meantime, he's got a new toy to play with.
Yeah, look at him. He loves it, look. He absolutely loves it.
But even when the wall's finally built, Clive's list of jobs here at the Abbey is enough to keep him busy for another 10 years.
There's the cabins to build under the woods, there's the tree houses to get on with, and there's a swimming pool to get on with, refurbishment, carpets, wallpaper, furniture. The list never stops. The list goes on and on and on.
With a to-do list like that, it's a good thing Mr. Cummings Sr. is on hand to help out.
Not bad for 74.
Good luck for the future, Clive. I wish you and your family all the best. In northwestern France at Chateau de la Baminier, Billy's been trying to make sure the chateau complies with health and safety regulations.
That looks about right, doesn't it?
It's 2 weeks since he and his dad started working levelling off the sunken patio. They're hoping to finish it today.
Come on, Missy.
But first, Michael wants a hand in the chapel, putting in a stained glass window he's repaired.
Hope it goes in all right.
I'm really looking forward to seeing it going back in. It's been a long time fixing it. You know, it's one of the things that really let this chapel down is the fact that the stained glass window was falling out. And now it's finally fixed, it can go back in its rightful place. And, yeah, the chapel will be complete again. Right, I'm ready. Pick the window up really carefully and bring it over.
I will. I'll do my best. Be careful. Here we go. We'll bottom in first. Oh, lovely, look at that. Looks amazing. Does it look all right?
Yeah.
Amazing.
It looks really good. You did a good job there.
Thanks a lot. It's definitely really nice to have it put back in the chapel now. And hopefully it'll stay there for another, I don't know, 100 years. There we go.
Yeah.
Glad to see it back in.
Absolutely.
There's lots more to do, so Billy rejoins Dad Mick to finish the terrace.
Let's carry on with this one. That one's cleared off. It's been an hard couple of weeks because it's not just simple as taking them up and relaying them. You've got to clean them all off and they're all covered over in cement.
Fortunately, they've only got a few more stones to relay.
It was a really big necessity for us to have this terrace nice and level because it's going to be used for events and things. So now it's almost done. I'm very happy.
While they put the finishing touches to the terrace...
Oh, that's better.
Michael's heading off to the greenhouse. 5 months ago, he cleared it out and fertilised the beds with pigeon manure from the chateau's loft.
This stuff absolutely stinks.
Now his vegetables are flourishing.
The amount of, growth from these tomato plants is ridiculous. Like, I'm constantly having to cut them back, and I've got an absolute surplus of tomatoes that, I don't even know what to do with them all.
It's not just tomatoes. Michael's got an abundance of fresh chili peppers, cucumbers, onions, and carrots too.
They look amazing.
And he's had an idea of what to do with it all.
Billy's finishing the terrace today, so, I think it's probably only fair if we do them a nice meal to celebrate. I've got loads of tomatoes, so we'll probably do like a lasagna or something, make the sauce from scratch. I'm going to go and get cooking.
Back on the terrace, the finishing line is in sight.
All right, Dad, last one, and that's it done. Oh, look at that.
It might have taken them 2 weeks, but I think that's a pretty impressive piece of work.
We've managed it, and it looks so much better. It's such a transformation. It even looks bigger now, that it's completely level. So we just got to get the seal of approval from Gwen and see what she thinks.
Oh, you done?
Yeah, we just finished it.
Okay. Oh, look at that.
What do you think of it, then?
It's all flat.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it is lovely. I can't believe how much it changed. You did a good job, darling.
Thank you.
And the job is finished just in time, as the weather takes a turn for the worse. In the Loire Valley, the Horns nervously look on as a tree surgeon finishes sawing through a damaged 36-metre pine tree that's been threatening to fall on their chateau.
I suppose there's no point going back now, is there?
Too late, I'm afraid. Better hope he's got it right.
Oh, my God! Oh, my God!
Hey! He's got it absolutely right. Relief, I think, is my biggest reaction at the moment. I mean, God, the crack from that. There's so much weight. The whole floor moved.
Such a massive sense of relief.
Good to be down there. That was dangerous. Yeah, when people start telling you to take it down and... You've been worried about this for days. Stress, yeah? C'est bon. Well done.
Merci. Merci. Oui. Spot on.
I told you.
Thank you.
Panic merchant. He's going to chop it up, he's going to debranch it.
Now Karen, Paul and handyman Neil can turn their attention back to the office conversion. With only 2 days before the next paying guests arrive, there's still plenty to do. While Paul and Karen struggle assembling the furniture...
Put that up so it stands up. Flat, you plonk.
Building furniture without instructions is definitely not my forte.
Neil takes it all in from his vantage point in the office.
Yeah, I kind of feel that husband and wife putting furniture together is a bit like husband and wife teaching each other how to drive, isn't it?
It's not that way around, is it?
You'd have thought this would have been...
Should just slot in. OK, try the other leg. Does the other leg work?
The blind leading the blind.
But after more than an hour...
Not a problem. No instructions, and we did it anyway. You ready, Kim?
Yeah.
They move the furniture in.
We're on an angle.
Yeah, just a slight one, not too much.
Yeah, that's good. I'll go and get the chair.
Kids Tom and Katie are on hand to help with the finishing touches.
Done?
And finally, after working all summer between guest bookings, the new luxury office is finished.
Fantastic. The guests are going to love this. 3 months hard work, and here we go.
Really nice.
It's a long way since the rusty old water tower.
Amazing. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Does it work?
It works.
Do you feel comfortable?
That feels great.
Have you tried it yet, Paul?
I haven't yet. Time for the new HQ. Ah, that's quite nice, actually. Nice comfy chair. Not a bad view. What do you think?
Thanks to the tall pine tree being removed, the added bonus is an unobstructed view of Chinon Castle.
Cheers. Here's to the restoration of the water tower.
A lot of hard work's gone into making this room happen. It's a beautiful place to come and work. Hopefully we'll get more people coming and taking more time out, so perhaps coming for 2 weeks rather than previously 1 week, because they can come and work in the office.
It's the end of a busy summer for Paul and Karen. Did they ever feel like giving up?
2 days angle grinding out a steel water tank, and then doing the rendering in 32 degrees. Whew, yeah, maybe it wasn't, maybe I was questioning it.
And there was the chance of that tree destroying all their good work.
That was the one thing out of our control. You know, it was another guy, we put the chateau into somebody else's hands.
But was it all worth it?
I've now got a fabulous office with, well, arguably one of the best views I can imagine. Can't really ask for much more, can we?
So what now?
What next?
Yeah, what next? There's loads.
There's loads.
Well, we wish them good luck with it all. Back at Chateau de la Baminier, Michael's hoping for some good luck with the weather, so he can serve up his dinner, made from some of his homegrown produce, on the newly completed patio. But that's not going to happen.
Billy did a lovely job. It's such a shame we can't actually have dinner on it tonight because it's raining. This is supposed to be the summer. It's the middle of August, and there you go, rain. Welcome to northwest of France.
Instead, dinner is served in the Grand Salon.
There you go. Lovely.
Let's celebrate.
Drink to our accomplishments.
Cheers.
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 To the future.
Yeah, and to everything we've done so far.
Yep.
To the chateau as well.
Yep. Cheers to that.
I'm genuinely impressed with what Billy, Gwendalyn and Michael have achieved over the past few months.
It's been fun, hasn't it? Yeah, it has been really fun.
Yeah, it's been fun, exhausting.
And we've done so much work.
I think we can be quite proud of ourselves.
Everyone thought you guys were mad for taking on this project.
Yeah.
People thought you would never do any of these things. We are mad.
Maybe in a way, but I don't think we're that mad.
The house used to be a psychiatric hospital in the Second World War, and it still is.
I think they'll have no problem being up and ready to start their wedding business next year.
We've got a target, haven't we, for next year?
Well, we've got a few weddings coming if everything goes planned, so...
So we've got to decorate the big room.
Maybe one room for B&B.
Or a suite.
And make a place for themselves, of course.
Get our home, our family home, well established here, and to build our family here. Be able to live off of it and just, how do you say again?
Enjoy life.
Live a long and happy life.
I think, yeah.
With a lot of children.
Yeah.
And what about Michael? Can he stay?
Am I allowed?
Why
I don't know.
Kick me out.
If you work a little bit harder, you might be able to stay.
If you finish the mural.
Yeah, I'll finish the mural.
If you get up early every morning, I don't mind.
Good luck, guys. Next time.
It's where you need someone like Dick Strawbridge. I mean, he'd understand something like this.
One couple's chateau expansion plans are threatened by bees.
Look at that. They're swarming.
And a troublesome tractor.
Can't believe I've just done this. And it's an incredibly stupid thing to do.
There's disagreement about the design of a chateau's renovation project.
Can you do it with a glass roof?
Absolutely. Yes, we will do that.
I'm actually being serious.
And at our beautiful chateau, my mind is on food.
You put cheese in here, you know, all sorts of salamis and meats and things can go in here.
Building a food smoker.
This is the subtle way of lighting.